Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Tales from the Podcast. I'm your host, JB. And before we go ahead and jump into shit, definitely gotta, at least talk about one thing. And that one thing this week is going to be the Tales of Shock and Terror comic book. I was told by somebody very wise that if you wanted to be pretty fucking cool, you'd buy this fucking book. And you can get this fucking book over at talesfromthepodcast.com. So check that out. And also a shout out to our good friend Sydney. Check out everything she has going on with her wax melts and use our code TFTP20 to save 20%. You can find that over in the show notes over at the website. Basically everywhere. It's shared all over the damn place. So check that out. You're going to buy the shit anyway. You want your house to smell good. Why not be creepy about it? Get some really cool horror designs and support somebody local to my area. And we already got Rob chiming in. Hey, JB. Hey, Rob. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Got a lot to talk about here today. But anyways, I got a guest to introduce. Let's go ahead and introduce my buddy, longtime friend of the show, fucking probably one of my favorite little voice actors too, may throw that in there. Andy Imoff.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I could see that flashing on and off.
I know. I'm
green
sorry.
screen. I love it.
It's my copy of the Tales of Shock and Terror, man. It's still wrapped in the plastic, by the way. It's easier to clean up after I have my way with it.
Ooh, I mean, to be honest, I'm happy that somebody's having their way with it. And if you want to have your way with a comic book, feel free to get your copy over at talesfromthepodcast.com.
I got Mask here. I got Shock and Terror. I got the pig-headed cover.
I actually really like that cover. That cover is pretty cool.
That's a great cover, dude. And I got my custom personalized art from Chucky D. Looks like it's dynamite, right?
I'm pretty sure that's a bloody tampon.
Dude, it's a steal of a deal. I mean, anybody that doesn't go over to your Kickstarter and get these, they're seriously missing out, because not only are these books great, the animations are great.
They've missed out completely, because all you can buy now is the first cover.
Well, but
because the other ones were Kickstarter exclusives. I will throw a little hint out there, though. We have been selling them at signings, which I did say during the Kickstarter I will do. The next signing is here this month on the 16th and 17th in Monroe, Michigan at the Monroe Pop Fest at the Cutthroat Comic Stable. So if you want to get any of those covers before they're gone, and I'm going to be honest with you, I ordered a bunch of books when I did it. I don't got a bunch of those left. I mean, they've been going pretty fucking fast, especially those mask covers. I mean, I think the last convention I sold more of the mask cover than I did the original regular cover.
And one more time, just to show people, here's the mask cover. Right. There we go. Sorry, the green screen's freaking out a little bit, but this mask cover is dope looking. If you haven't gotten one of these already and you're a fan of Tales from the Podcast, you gotta find some way of getting these.
If you can't tell, it might be my little ode to EC Comics and Tales from the Crypt. I might be a little bit of a fan of it.
Just a little bit.
Tiny bit. But anyways, Andy, man, I am so fucking happy to have you on, man. I know you've been going through a few things recently.
And it's
Hopefully
not
you're doing well.
well, normally when a millennial says, "I've been going through things," it's like mental, they're processing their childhood traumas. And I'm not saying that
We're
I'm
not regular millennials, Andy.
well, right. So I'm not saying I haven't been going through that. That's long and plenty. But also I have recently had foot surgery, and the foot surgery was a little bit more than what I had originally bargained for. So originally it was
Ooh.
just going to be we're opening the big toe up, we're going to clean out some bone spurs, no big deal. They get in there, the surgeon realizes, oh, the reason why you have bone spurs and an absolute metric fuck ton of arthritis, by the way, is because your bone, your metatarsal that you broke when you were in high school and your coaches and your parents told you be a man and suck it up and just deal with it and keep running on it. Yeah, that
Yep.
broken metatarsal healed wrong. And now it's acting like a fucking wrecking ball in your toe joint. And so we have to correct that before it ruins anything else. So I told you before the show, I've got a little bit of story time with this. So I come out of surgery, I'm waking up and I'm realizing something's wrong. I'm in way, way, way too much pain. And this is totally unconfirmed. This is just my personal assumption. I think they got the nerve block in the wrong spot because the nerve block is supposed to last 3 or 4 weeks
Right.
with no feeling. Because I've had these surgeries before with a nerve
Oh yeah.
block.
No, I'm familiar with the nerve block stuff too.
Right. I wake up out of surgery. This son of a bitch is hurting like I've never experienced before. And I'm screaming at the nurse. I'm like, yo, this is hurting way, way too much. I'm in way too much pain. Something's not right. And so she calls the surgeon over. Surgeon comes over, takes his thumb and first finger and grabs my big toe and pulls down on it and goes, "Can you feel this?" And I'm like, yes, I can feel that. Holy shit, cock and balls. Like it was the worst pain I'd ever felt in my life. He just goes, "Huh, that's weird. You shouldn't be feeling that." They give me a tramadol or a Vicodin or whatever the
A
fuck.
tramadol? You mean like a Tylenol at that point? Like,
Dude,
tramadol ain't fucking shit.
seriously, and send me out the door.
Oh man, they should
What
go fuck themselves.
dude, what follows is the most pain I've ever been in my life. Literally a week of just me nonstop. I can't sleep, I can't eat. And hey, I'm a big fat guy, so not eating is probably a good thing. But I've literally lost 7 pounds during this whole surgery thing because I just simply have not been able to eat because of the pain. I was telling you before the
Man,
show, I'm not a pothead, not
no,
by any stretch.
no.
I'll go to the dispensary and I'll get one vape cartridge that's half a gram, and then I'll get like 2 or 3 tinctures, and they're about 300 milligrams a piece, and that lasts me about 8 weeks because I
Right.
don't use it very often. I blew through all of that shit that I got right before the surgery. It's a miraculous, frankly, that I got it before the surgery. I blew through everything I had in 5 days because the pain meds that they gave me just simply could not keep up.
That is fucking insane.
Dude, it was next level. I've never experienced anything like it in my life. And like now, it's better now. We're what am I? 10, 11 days out from surgery. So like
Right.
things are better now, but those first 5 days, bro, oh my goodness, it was unbelievable. I've
I
never
bet it
experienced
was.
anything like it.
God damn, dude. Well, I'm happy it's all getting better.
Oh, and
At least the surgery's done. So I mean, that's a good step in the right direction, at least.
it is, and I can actually give you a good laugh.
Let's get it. Let's get it. And by the way, thanks, Jeff. I'm assuming that's Jeff. It might be his wife there. But
Skewered Universe, shout out to them.
oh, dude, Jeff is awesome. If you'll be watching one of my favorite movies that we're going to be doing here pretty shortly, Meet the Feebles, a Peter Jackson movie. It's Jeff. Jeff will be on for that film, and
You were telling me how excited you were for that.
you that movie is so fucking ridiculous. Like, if I could have everybody I know on for that movie, I welcome it.
Really?
Dude, you have no idea how like this is gonna be a first time watch for Jeff, but like honestly, Andy, if you watch the trailer and you're like, I need to talk about this movie too, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody in the world is going to understand why.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, look, we've all seen Lord of the Rings. Personally, I thought Mortal Engines was a great movie.
I was talking to Chuck about that. I thought the same thing, and don't, we can't forget stuff like the Frighteners as well.
Mhm. Dude, Michael J. Fox and the Frighteners, that was a great movie.
Oh, yeah. But I'm telling you, man, Meet the Feebles is where the fuck it's at. Have you ever seen it?
I have not.
You have not. Oh my god. Well, I mean, I did this on the last episode, and I have no problem doing it over and over and over again, just because I'm that obsessed with this fucking movie.
Well, here, hold it. I'm not trying to be an asshole. This is your
No,
show.
no, no, no. Go,
Go
go
ahead
ahead.
and
Go
sit
ahead.
on it, because if I have an opportunity to watch it, now I'm going to watch it.
Oh no, that's not what I was gonna say.
Oh,
I am while we've been discussing and chatting here for a second.
mm.
I went ahead and I uploaded the trailer to StreamYard so I could show you.
Ooh. Ooh.
Because I'm that kind of fucking guy. And I'm just waiting for it to go through its little final process, where it's doing this little rotating thing.
Oh, while it's finishing, can I tell you my story?
Oh, yes, please tell me. Please tell me.
Okay, so I have a knee scooter. You know what that is, right?
A what?
A knee scooter.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I've been wheeling around on this knee scooter. It's been a godsend, to be honest with you.
Oh, they're so much better than crutches.
So much better than crutches, dude. My wife got it from one of the people that works in her clinic, and it is a lifesaver. And by the way, since it's a borrowed scooter, we're going to get into that a little bit. So here, what was it been 3 nights ago? I'm back on my pain meds, and we were discussing this before the show. I'm on Dilaudid.
For those who don't know, that's big time shit.
Yeah, that ain't baby shit. That's not Vicodin. That's morphine. Okay.
Oh
And
yeah, it's
it's
pretty big.
it's barely touching my pain. Like seriously, 2 milligrams, 4 milligrams of Dilaudid is barely touching my pain. So just to give you an idea of how much pain I was in. And so of course I have my Dilaudid. They gave me cyclobenzaprine to take, which is a muscle relaxer. They gave me not methocarbamol. Yeah, something else that starts with an M. It's a heavy duty anti-inflammatory, but it makes you sleepy, And so I'm taking all of these things post surgery, and like 1:30 in the morning, I wake up and I have to piss like a fucking racehorse because I've been drinking a gallon a day because that's what you do after surgery. The anesthesia dries you out, and they tell you, drink as much water as you can. Well, the thing about this knee scooter is the front wheels will turn 90 degrees for total mobility.
Oh yeah.
Just like a kick scooter. So if anybody has an idea of where I'm going with this story right now, you know exactly where I'm going. So it's 1:30 in the morning. I'm headed into my bathroom to go take a piss. The most massive piss I've ever had in my life. Like literally, I feel like my eyes are swimming. My eyeballs are floating in my own piss. Okay. So I'm coming around. We've got our bathroom is wide open. We've got this huge walk-in shower, but the toilet's in this little cubby that's 90. It's a 90-degree turn into this little cubby where the toilet is. So I'm wheeling myself in half asleep. I really don't even remember like getting up and wheeling myself into the bathroom. Here's what I remember: hitting the bath mat with my front wheels, with my wheels at 90-degree lock. So there's literally no weight over the front. It's just me and my big fat ass. I hit that bath mat and the wheels come to a dead stop. And now I am going ass over tits into my toilet. Okay. Somehow, by a miracle, whoever used the bathroom last had put down both lids. However, not by a miracle is I'm not able to stop myself on the lid. I continue to fall between the toilet and the wall. By the way, this knee scooter has a basket on the front. Have you seen those before? Like people wheeling themselves around?
Yeah. You got the fancy one.
Yeah, I've got the little basket in the front.
Yeah.
Well, I crushed that son of a bitch down like a beer can that I was stomping on. It's completely flattened. The two front wheels on the scooter are facing in opposite directions because, again, a 245-pound man just fell on them. So they're completely bent out of shape. And my wife heard the full thing, the whole crash. She comes into the bathroom. All she sees is my bare ass in the air, arms tangled up with this scooter. I'm laying alongside of the toilet. So she's trying to get me up. And as soon as she gets me up, she goes, "We have to check you for injuries." Honestly, literally, some miracle, I haven't pissed all over the floor yet. And I'm like, no, first things first, get me on the toilet. I have to pee so bad. And it's literally just a solid stream of piss comes out of me that lasts 3.5 minutes. And my arm's scraped up. She's trying to get a band-aid on it. I've got my foot up in the air. I'm praying to Jesus that I have not re-broken the bone that they just cut and screwed back together in my foot.
Right.
It was the most traumatic thing I think I've ever had happen. Not ever. Since I moved to Florida. It was the most traumatic thing I've had happen since I moved to Florida. Okay.
Fair.
The next morning, I spent 5 hours trying to fix this fucking scooter. It was just, I mean, I crushed this fucking thing. Bolts were broken. I had to go into my workshop. I've got mason jars full of bolts. I had to find new bolts to get the basket back on. Again, the basket looked like it. Just imagine a bird cage that someone jumped on.
Oh, dude, I'm very familiar with what you're talking about right now.
This is a loaner scooter, JB. I have to get this thing back. So I'm in my house trying to bend this thing back into shape, and I've got my hammer out. I've got some body working tools for cars. You know, I'm a huge car guy, and so I've got some auto body tools, and I'm trying to hammer this thing back out flat, and it doesn't look great. It's close. The front wheels will never be straight again. I bent the tubing. The tube frame is bent. I did my best to bend it.
How bad is it bent?
It's to the untrained eye, you're probably going to look at it and go, that seems a little off. To me, my trained eye, I'm like, yeah, that's fucked.
I got some stuff for tubes. I mean, I can. Good.
Okay.
I got a whole fucking kit just for fixing tubes.
These wheels, I think these wheels are like 6 or 8 inches in diameter.
All right.
And they're 3 spokes, so you can run stuff between the spokes.
Oh, yeah.
I had a ratchet strap between the 2 spokes on the, or the spokes on the wheels, and I was ratcheting it down to try to bring them back in alignment.
At least you didn't have to use like a come along on that bitch.
Dude, I was so close. I was like, if this ratchet strap doesn't work, I'm just gonna have to go to Sam's Club and buy a new one. Like, there's no what am I gonna do?
That's wow. Oh man. That sounds fucking horrible. I really hope you're able to get that thing fixed.
Dude, it was so bad. I mean, it's close enough. I'm using it. The alignment's a little bit off, but I'm hoping that once I'm done, I can just give it back to the person that loaned it to us with maybe like a $50, I don't know, Starbucks a gift card for a thank you,
well,
and just like, have it blow.
How expensive can those be?
I think they're like 150, $200.
I think you could probably find a used one on eBay even cheaper.
Well, you're probably right. I could probably find one used, Facebook Marketplace or something.
Yeah. Like just doing a very, very, oh, fuck. You got the basket one? Some of those basket ones are pretty expensive.
This one's a Body Med brand.
Body Med? Yeah, man, some of those go, I'm not seeing, I don't see a Body Med.
Okay, I'm looking at one on Amazon right now. It looks real close. It's $229. However, I just realized something real bad. Real bad. The weight limit on it is 200 pounds.
Oh, yeah, dude. The weight limit on all of those things is like usually in between like 2 to 250 at most.
Well, I've just exceeded it by 20%.
No wonder why it's all fucked. Oh man, hold on. We gotta catch up on some of these comments real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't
No,
actually
you're
see the
fine.
comments on my end. So,
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I know usually you just log right into Facebook on something, and you're usually in there too. But let's see here. Jeff says, "Love the Frighteners." JB doing the Lord's work. I'm assuming he's talking about the Peter Jackson stuff. David Welt. I've loved the Lord of the Rings when I was young. Loved the original animated trilogy. I'm a huge fan too, and I will say that this is not the show for it, but I have started watching The Ring of Power already.
oh, my
And
wife just watched the first 2 episodes.
yeah. But like I said, this is not the show for that. If you're interested in seeing me do fantasy shows, let me know, and if the money's right, I might do it. The money, because people are gonna want to pay me. No, I've been given allotted recently during my own thing, and it's no joke. Yeah, it says, "Holy shit, what a story! Damn, yeah. Hey Andy, is it a motor scooter or a pedal scooter? He's
Well, no,
talking about
push.
one of the leg ones for when you have like a foot injury. And Jeff says, yeah, they don't make shit for bigger folks.
No,
No,
I don't even really consider myself all that big. I'm 246 pounds. So, I mean, not, and I'm 5'9", so not super tall. So it makes me short and stocky, but like, I feel like, you know what? I've probably been watching too much of My 600-Pound Life. If I think I'm thin, like I can admit that I'm fat, but I'm really not that bad. Like I'm comfortable enough to take my shirt off at the beach, right?
right,
So
right.
I'm in, just so everybody in the comments knows, I'm from Panama City Beach, Florida. So I'm basically like the spring break central of the country. People don't want to see me take my shirt off, but I'm not so fat that I feel so self-conscious that I can't take my shirt off. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Jeff. Oh, that shit made me laugh, but it does a little bit. You're not that big. I'm 5'9" and 400. So you're my goal.
Goals, buddy. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, no,
Goals.
for real. Andy, now this is something I have to ask you. Have you ever been another man's goal before?
Oh yeah, lots of times. Hey, I'm from Oregon. I have lots of gay friends.
Oh, that I wasn't taking it there. Jeff, you know I love you, man. I had to do the whole joke there though.
Don't read too much into it. You know me. I like my
Yeah.
dry humor.
Oh, yeah.
I
Trust
like
me.
I like it dry unless it's being inserted in me and then spit on it.
Then a little bit wet. A little bit of spit. Yeah. I mean, Jeff says nothing but love, man. So actually, I don't know if Jeff was here last time. Maybe if he's paying attention, he can throw me an answer real quick. But did you get to watch the trailer for Meet the Feebles yet, Jeff?
And
Because
also, I think his comment, what he meant was nothing but man love.
nothing but man love. Oh, and he says no. All right, so I guess I gotta have to show this just so I can get everybody on board. But this is obviously for an upcoming episode where we've been talking about. And like I said, I mean, the more the merrier with shit like this. So Jeff, enjoy this right here, and Andy, I mean, I love you, dude. So I hope you check this out. Anyways, Ziggy, hey JB, hey Ziggy. Hopefully you're doing well. Haven't talked to you in a while. Yeah, hopefully all's going good. And Jeff says, man love all over the place.
Hell yeah, bro.
All over the place and on your face. So, with anyways, here's something to laugh at, guys. Enjoy the trailer for our upcoming movie that we're going to be talking about. Meet the Feebles.
I'm a fishy little fella with a tiny sort of skin and a bullet in the shallows with a tiny happy skin.
So, you want to join the Feebles?
Oh, rather. Meet the Feebles! Meet the Feebles!
Meet the Feebles, the movie that began as family entertainment, but went horribly wrong.
Have you got any smack? Smack?
is tried to stop.
Oh, what beautiful white fur. God, my dear.
The story that rocked the puppet world.
This is a family show, for Christ's sake.
Sex.
I'm hot, Bletch, but not the way you think.
Drugs. Animal husbandry.
Why did you bring it here? It's not mine. You know it's not.
We'll let the court decide that, shall we? Garden of love.
Meet the Feebles turns the cabbage patch into the killing fields.
Funny little sandhopper
It's
back
fun.
in the sun. Dancing in the hopping horse lots of fun. A bit of sand landed in that hoppers eye.
It's
Sand
thrilling.
sitting by the mark.
It's contagious.
It's the big one, Harry.
No, it can't be. I've taken precautions.
Corruption.
Barry, do me a line.
Lust.
Feeling shy, are you, Bletch?
Light romance. From the director of Bad Taste.
Did you realize you were sitting on his face?
I felt a bit uncomfortable, but I thought it was my hemorrhoid.
Please, God, I know I've been a bad bunny, but if you make
Nothing
me well again,
is sacred. Meet the Feebles is about to be released on you.
Have you ever noticed the beautiful lighting in this toilet?
Holy shit.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, I'm a huge Peter Jackson fan, and before he got famous with stuff like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, this was the shit that I had to enjoy. This was the Peter Jackson I grew to love.
Bro, that was like if Jim Henson did a porno.
It's really fucking great.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That
I
was okay, I'm going to be honest. That was like that was a roller coaster from beginning to end. I did not know where it was going to end up. That was insane. And like when it first started, I was like, "Oh, this is super low budget." And then they started showing like the war scenes and I was like, "Fuck me." They actually put some money into this.
Oh yeah. I believe the New Zealand like movie people ended up putting in some actual money for this. But I mean, it's great. And Jeff, my God, this looks amazing. I love Bad Taste, so I'm excited for Feebles. Bad Taste is good too, don't get me wrong, but Meet the Feebles is a whole nother fucking level. Ziggy, Meet the Feebles, love it. Oh God, yeah, Ziggy, you're gonna have to check out that episode. It's gonna be a fun one when we do it. But Andy, just so for those who don't know, I'm pretty sure Meet the Feebles is actually free on Tubi. So that's the best way to describe it is it is a batshit crazy fucking movie where anything and everything that you could think of raunchy wise at least is going to be done with puppets in a very fun way. I will admit that I watched this movie for the first time probably when most kids my age were still watching Sesame Street. So,
Hey, that is Sesame Street.
oh yeah.
Show me where the
Yes.
difference is.
Oh God, yeah, definitely. Jeff says, "Bad Taste was the first of his pre-fame movies I saw, so holds a special place for me." Oh, that's fair, but you haven't seen Meet the Feebles yet, Jeff. So after you see that, I want to hear it because I've got that explains so much, JB.
I swear, every time you talk about your childhood, people are like, "Oh, now I understand."
It's like, yeah, he's a little fucked. It's like I was watching movies that most people were like adults for when I was meh. like, I don't know, in between like 4 and 10. So I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
See, that's an interesting juxtaposition between you and I. This is why we're friends, because you were watching some of this stuff, and then I was out doing horrible things when I was a kid. So it sort of like evens out. Like I've never seen Meet the Feebles. I didn't watch any of the like horror movies and stuff when I was a kid, but I was escaping the cops on my buddy's dirt bike when I was 14, and I started street racing when I was 16. And so like we somehow it's this weird like somehow cosmically we ended up at the same place, and we're very good friends now, but we had very different starts that in some ways when you look back at it you go, oh, it's not that different, because
well, I mean, yes, no. You're on your computer right now, right?
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'm going to type something to you in the private chat that I can't say, and I just want your opinion after that.
Just a heads up for you, I can't see it for whatever reason. StreamYard, it's not showing me any comments
Oh,
from
really?
you or anybody else.
Not even in the private chat?
Not even, no, I have no so everybody knows, on my own podcast, the Horsepower Hour, I use StreamYard, and this is just, it's glitched out right now. I have no
Oh,
idea why.
no. Well, you got your phone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can always do the obvious thing then and throw you a text message. But um
I'm just saying we both ended up kind of in the same place because we both started in a very anti-authoritarian kind of like early on, that was our introduction, where it was like no, fuck the police, you're going to watch this, or you're going to do this, you're going to say or see or do whatever it is that you want, right?
right.
So there's a little bit of a crossover there. I don't know if it completely carries over, but I feel like there's some similarities.
Yeah. Let me know after you read that. But anyways, Jeff
Okay.
uh,
Wow. Yeah. No,
yeah.
I never did that. I never did that.
That was a
You've
good one,
got
Jeff.
that on me. So this thing that JB just texted me kind of parallels him hitting a hooker.
Which I also did that.
Yes. also didn't get arrested by the police or anything, but it was a different situation. You hit the hooker, and then the hooker ran away. And so you did your due
Well, I
diligence.
mean, yes and no. She didn't really run away. She offered services before taking off.
She tried to give you a blowjob before she took off, but I would still
Yes.
argue that in the grand scheme of things, she was the one leaving the scene of a hit and run.
Yes, after being hit.
Okay,
It's a hard thing to describe.
okay, but I'm just saying legally,
Man, I'm gonna
there
end up
was
having to
an
fucking tell the
incident.
whole story now.
No, you don't have to tell the whole story. Let me
All right.
summarize for the people at home. JB,
Yes, please do.
it was early in the morning. He was leaving a gas station. All of a sudden, this streetwalker came out of nowhere. He it's a toss up, actually. Either he hit her or she hit him. It's one of the two. And when he stopped to ask if she was okay, she said, "I will suck your dick for $10." And he said no. And then she disappeared off into the weeds. Now, I would argue from a legal standpoint, she was the one fleeing the scene of the hit.
Yes. No, 100% she fled. She did.
So it does not, at that point, it doesn't matter if you hit her or if she ran out in front of your car while it was in motion, making it her fault. It does not matter, because it's the scene of an accident and she fled, therefore making it fleeing from an accident scene. And so that's why when you called the police and said, "Hey, I just hit this methed out hooker, what do I do?" And then you told them she ran away, they were like, "Don't worry about it, bro."
Yeah, for real. How many times in your life, and like, if you're a listener, I mean, put yourself in this position. It's 3:30 in the morning. You're getting gas. You're leaving. Boom! You smoke a fucking hooker in your car. Then a few minutes later, because you're so nervous, because there's cameras everywhere, you know it's on camera. You call and let the police understand what happened. Now, first off, what do you think in your head right now, where you live in a city or a town where they're just like, "Oh, it's okay, go to work"? If we
Yeah.
need you, we'll call you.
Yeah. Well, because they have to wait for that hooker to call them and report an incident.
Right,
And
right.
if she doesn't, that means that it's a single party accident, and there's
True.
legally, there's nothing they can do.
Right. I mean, I'm like half on the fence there. Jeff says I'm back. Oh, so he missed that entire conversation about the hooker. But I will say that I think that there is a small chance, and I mean, this is me thinking about it, you know. I mean, because fuck, dude, this happened. I mean, you were one of the first people I told about it.
Mhm.
But I mean, after like looking back after this time, I think she used my car as a way to get a free abortion.
Ooh, interesting.
I mean, it's weird. It's hard to think about, but I mean, where I live, it's possible.
Yeah.
Right. And Ziggy says, I mean, that's just a Tuesday. Am I right?
I
I
mean,
mean,
man,
yeah.
I was born and raised in Oregon. Normally, when a homeless person jumps out in front of your car, it means that they just want to go to the hospital for a few days to get like a good night's sleep and a hot meal.
Right, right. You know, I mean, I live in a town where I mean, people will purposely want to go to jail just so they have a place to stay that night.
Exactly.
He goes, is this the hooker you ran down in the effort to cleanse the world of impure view? Damn it, Jeff. You were supposed to tell anybody that. No,
I didn't realize the hooker was wearing a Star of David. I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, it was a wild day. It was a it was a really fucking wild day.
And by the way,
man.
listeners, this is why I call JB the Toledo Torpedo. That's how he got his nickname.
Yes, that's how I got the nickname Toledo Torpedo. And just so you know, she didn't go into the weeds like you said. This was one of those gas stations that had the car wash attached. And when she hit me, she ran out of there to get to me, and she ran back into the car wash.
Holy shit, like a cave troll.
Kind of.
The car
Keep in
wash
mind,
is her home.
This is an automatic car wash. So it's I don't know.
Dude, it tells you how often that car wash was used.
Well, you know, I mean, to this day, I don't think I've ever seen a car in that car wash. But I mean, it's what can you do? I'm pretty sure it's like a hooker place.
Dude, how hilarious would it be if it was just a mass of like discarded clothes made into a hammock? It was like a spider's web in there, and it was just methed out hookers staying inside. How amazing would that be?
I would not be surprised. I mean, to give you an idea of the location of this place, I mean, it is no joke, probably within that one place is within about a 2-mile radius of about 7 strip clubs and about 15, 16 motels. And I mean, some of these places, like I'll drive past them and I'll be in the car, you know, look over at my wife and be like, let's go check out this place as a joke. And like, there's one, it's called the Willow Motel. I mean, it sounds fancy, right? It's like somebody put up 10 little wooden huts that are like 6 by 6 foot. And that's what it is.
So sketchy, dude. So sketchy.
And there's so many of them.
It's literally just drug dens.
They're everywhere. I mean, it's so bad that I think I could find the sign too.
Oh no. Oh no, you're gonna go and look, aren't you?
Oh, I I am. So it is in such a bad area of you know, and don't get me wrong, I don't live by there right now, but it is in such a bad area though, but it's just one of those things that's oh my god, it's so fucking horrible. I know I could find it because oh my god, I think I found it. Yeah. I was sitting there talking to my wife one day, dude, and I actually found the thing because I was looking it up to show her, and I ended up finding the billboard that I wanted to tell you about on Reddit, and there's a whole Reddit thread about this billboard. So I found the thread, but I can't find the whole thing now, which is gonna piss me the fuck off. But oh my god, it's it is so fucking bad, and I know I can find it. I know I can. It's I'm trying to think of who actually put it out. It's like one of like those almost like religious type things.
Yeah.
One second. And it's like a man. I'm trying to think of what the fuck it's actually called. It's such a great fucking such a great fucking billboard, and I can't find it now, and I don't know why. Oh man. So it's
Honestly, there's a billboard here in Florida that I'm actually searching for while you're looking for that, because it is so. I want you to see this. It's the funniest. It's a legit billboard, but it's just this malpractice lawyer, and he's got like a 7 head, and his eyes. He's got the kind of eyes where you can see the whites on either side of his pupils.
No.
Or irises. And by the way, no offense to anybody out there, but I don't ever trust people where I can see the whites of their eyes completely around, because they always look just psychotic to me. And anyways, please go ahead.
No. I get it. This thing is it's one of those fucking things where it's just gonna drive me nuts now. And oh my god, I think I fucking found it. Oh nope, that's a different one. I mean, that's that was definitely a pretty bad one. It was when Ohio was getting in trouble with all their anti-gay billboard stuff. But basically, it's like an anti-chlamydia billboard, and it starts off with like on the sign, it's like, "Have you paid for sex recently?" And it's like, it's no joke, with a 2-minute drive from where I hit the hooker. It's like,
if you paid for sex recently, that's getting checked. That's very have you hugged your kids? What would you do for a Klondike bar? Like, when you make a statement like that, that's deep, man. That's deep. Even if it's a billboard saying that, that's man, you pass something, they're letting you know what the fuck is going on. Like, that's the kind of billboard where, when I was in Texas, you'd pass a billboard that's like, hit a motorcycle, and was it your fault? Call us. We'll get you off the hook. Like, shit like that. Like, when it gets super specific like that, where it's like, did you drink a Mountain Dew that had mouse bones in it? Call us. And you're going, why the fuck is that on a billboard?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. It's really fucking bad.
Actually, you know what, JB? It proves one of two things. One, this is a thing that happens so often that they need to advertise for it. And two, billboards are so cheap to buy that they'll just fucking throw some shit up there to catch your attention.
I mean, yeah.
I've learned recently the billboards are actually very inexpensive to buy right now. So I think it's a combination of the both. They're just trying to like grab your attention with something. As a matter of fact, I was looking at doing a billboard for the Horsepower Hour, believe it or not, and it was cheap. It was like 120 for a month.
That's actually really surprising. That's pretty fucking. That's actually really, really cheap.
Yeah, it's real cheap, and that was on Highway 98, a major thoroughfare through Panama City, like Mexico Beach. That's the route you take. Like, if you want to go the coastal highway, So $120 for a month. I was blown away how cheap that was.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I never would have guessed that.
I wouldn't have either.
That's actually really, really cool.
Now, it was a little bit further down Highway 98, the coastal highway in Florida. If it had been like next to a Hooters, it probably would have been more expensive.
Well, yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, the billboard next to the porn shop on 98, that probably would have been a little more expensive. If it was a billboard right next to the liquor store, that would have been a little more expensive. Don't even get me started on the billboard outside of Walmart. That would have been crazy. Man. Yeah, don't even get me started, dude.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen like billboards like around here. I mean, dirt fucking cheap recently. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. And
the digital ones, when you see the digital billboards, those are the cheap ones because they've got like 7 ads that run in a row. It's not just your billboard. They're running like 7 at a time. So those get real cheap. I was looking at I forget what the brand was. I think it was Mosley Entertainment. Don't you know, I'm not even I probably shouldn't even said the name, but I'm pretty sure that's one of the companies that owns billboards out here. And
I would not be surprised.
I remember it was like $50 or $60 a month, but it was one of those digital billboards where they ran 7 ads on top of yours. So yours was just in the rotation, you know?
Right.
But on the plus side, you don't have to print out any vinyl. You just get to send them your graphic that fits their like pixels. So, I mean, there is a plus side to that too, right? I don't know if you ever considered that for Tales for the Podcast, but that could be a good way to go because if you don't have to print the vinyl out, you just put it on a digital billboard. You can literally just send them your graphic. And as long as it's the right size, then they don't give a shit. They'll just throw it up.
Huh. That's interesting. I would never guess that. And Jeff, who's messaging, the motel is definitely a place where somebody was raped, murdered, raped again, and then possibly eaten.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, here it is. I found some online pictures.
Holy shit! Is that a trap house?
That's a motel. But, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and switch gears on this episode a little bit.
Finally, take the reins, dude.
I mean, I've been having fun with this all day. It doesn't fucking matter to me.
We're only 48 minutes in.
Yeah, basically. Jeff, yep, that's a crime scene. yeah, I know. To be fair, look up the crime rate in Toledo before anybody wants to say anything. I mean, everyone thinks their place is a weird place to live until you realize where somebody else is.
Hey, man, hold on a second. So, born and raised in Oregon. I've only been in Florida for like a year.
Right.
Last weekend, there was an Antifa rally in downtown Portland where they shut down one of the freeways. I forget which freeway it was. And some old person in just a white Ford Transit van basically took a wrong turn, found themselves in the middle of this riot.
Oh, God.
Didn't know what to do or where to go, started getting shot at. People were like, they had t-ball mats and shit, started banging on the side of the van. And so they started creeping forward, started getting shot at all of a sudden. I want to say there was 18 bullet holes in the van and video of them trying to like go back and forth and get out of this crowd.
Oh, man.
Somebody died from a gunshot wound, and it was not the person that was in that van. These kids, I'm telling you, these anarchists, they need to learn how to shoot. It's the like, please go and use a gun range once.
We were talking about this just a little bit ago.
It's ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous.
I mean, that's why I'm scared of where I live with some of the stuff. It's like, yeah, I know how to shoot. I know how to do my thing. But for everybody to have constitutional carry is fucking nuts.
Here's the difference, though. I guarantee that was not a legal firearm in Oregon because Oregon's got a tight fist when it comes to firearms. So I almost guarantee you that was an illegal firearm that was
We've never discussed that issue here and how it works here, have we?
No.
Okay, Ohio, you don't have to register a gun. There is 0 gun registry throughout the state. So technically, there is no illegal guns.
That's not necessarily true, because if you're a felon, you're not supposed to you're not supposed to have a firearm.
Well,
And
yeah, that.
And if you have mental issues, you're not supposed to have a firearm. I mean, there's lots of even
Yeah,
though it's constitutional
but
carry
you
federally.
can do private sales here without doing a registry too. So, the felon, yeah, they're going to be on their own, but somebody with mental issues is going to have that as a backup
Sure.
on themselves. So they're more than likely going to end up getting away with it.
Sure. Well, I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now, in Portland, Oregon, you're not going to get away with it. There's nothing even close to constitutional carry. You still have to apply for a concealed carry there, and you can get denied. They deny people all the time.
Oh, I
So,
believe it.
it's a little bit of a mess. I mean, here in Florida, I don't want to say they're lax. They're not laxed. We don't have the quote unquote constitutional carry here. You still have to register and apply and stuff like that. I mean,
Right.
they're a little bit more friendly towards it, I guess you might say. Because like in Oregon, if you get pulled over and you have a concealed carry license, they'll drag you out of the car and handcuff you. Here in Florida, if you have a concealed carry, they just want to know if you've got something in your car or not. And if you don't, they're just like, well, okay, whatever the fuck. Like, I don't care.
Right.
But in Oregon, they're real like, oh, you've got a concealed carry. Let's just drag you out of your car and let's search your car. I mean, it gets weird. So the argument's real difficult, because on the one side, you're right. Like, not everybody should have a firearm. On the other side, there's a severe violation of civil rights. So it's just there's
Right.
a weird juxtaposition happening. What you're encountering where you are, it's a really, and it's a new situation, isn't it? You got constitutional carry just like a couple months ago, didn't you?
Yeah, it was like 3 months ago it went into
Right.
effect. Yeah.
Right. So for better or for worse, time will tell what happens with your state.
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I understand. Yeah, we all have our rights. Blah 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 blah. Cool. I don't think everybody deserves those rights. So, to be fair, there's there should still be a certain level of intelligence for certain rights. If you want the right to be a fucking asshole and carry a gun everywhere, that's cool. I get it.
Right.
But I think you should have at least like a basic common sense test beforehand.
I agree.
And
when I got my constitutional, when I got my concealed carry here in Florida, I did a full class, which, by the way, I passed easily because I've been with firearms my entire life, and so I'm well versed. But I actually agree 100% when you're going to have something like this, because people always say the same thing, like a car can kill people and a gun can kill people, and you're licensed to drive a gun. I agree. If you're going to conceal carry, I think you should go through your concealed carry class. Right. However,
maybe just not have to pay for the permit. You just
but constitutionally, there's no provision for that, and so me being a constitutionalist, I always fall back on that. Like let me go back to something super controversial: abortion.
One of my favorite topics.
I don't like abortion. I personally think that you're killing a baby. However, the law dictates that you have a right to do it, and I will not infringe on that right.
Right.
If the law says that you have the right to have an abortion, I am 100% behind you to do that. Would I ever want it for my child? No, I wouldn't, because I have certain feelings about it. Will I ever infringe on your right to have it? No.
See, and that's one of the things I love about you, the fact that you and I can be as good of friends as you are with the way you feel about that. And then me personally, I think that you should be able to have abortions until somebody is 18 years old, because you need time to realize how much of a fuck up that kid can actually be. Because, I mean, the first few months in your stomach, you're like, oh, it might be good. And it might be. But man, that kid turns about 14, 15 years old. I mean, he turns into a total fucking cocksucker. You should be able to abort him then.
Bro, do you have any idea how many people would be drowning their toddlers in a toilet?
Not my problem. I mean,
literally, I know so many people.
Small coffin sales would be going through the fucking roof, I'm sure.
Dude, I know so many people with 5 and 6 year olds that would drown them in a fucking second if they could. Like, literally, they wanted to become parents, and then 5 years in, they were like, the only reason why you're still here is because it's illegal for me to murder you.
Right. So remember, if you elect me and get me higher up in the power chain, I'll let you abort your kids for, I mean, fucking a long time.
Bro, JB 2024. You know what? Oh, I just realized something, JB.
Retroactive abortions. Legalize them, JB.
Bro, so, okay, let me ask you this, Senator JB, future Senator JB. At what age do we stop calling it abortion and start calling it assisted suicide?
We don't.
Ooh.
Loophole, motherfuckers.
Hot take. Hot take.
Yeah. We just don't.
Since kids don't have autonomy and parents can sign for them.
All the way until 18.
My 4-year-old, they really want an assisted suicide.
We can't allow that, but you can have an abortion.
It's
the weird thing though is it's going to be awkward because, like, say you elect me and this becomes like a real thing. Abortions from conception to 9 months are going to be on average between $400 to $800. But after that, I mean, you're talking about $2-3. I mean, a 9 mil built bullet, 44, 45. I mean, way cheaper. So, I mean, realistically, if you elect me, abortions, the cost is going to go down too.
And actually, not to disagree with you, Senator JB, I think 9mm is overkill. Like, I think a 9mm. Here's what it is: a 9mm abortion. That's some Beverly Hills shit. If you're getting an abortion in like Oklahoma, a snub-nosed 22 with a split tip does everything you need.
Yeah, but I personally know somebody who tried to commit suicide. Used a 22, and it wrapped around the skull and through the eye, and he was never the same. So you might end up with an off kid.
I gotcha.
So you got to make sure you do it the right way. You know what? I think Jeff is going to be my running mate here. Plastic bags are super cheap.
I'm telling you, dude. What if you had? You know what? You can run on this position. Double tap saves lives.
Right. I mean, it's not
you're
wrong.
You're not saving the life of the person you're double tapping, but you're saving the life of the person that had to take care of them.
You are correct.
Yeah.
You are correct. I mean, honestly, I think I have a pretty good platform. I'm not sure what percentage of the votes I will get, but I mean, if I can start getting some of these donations in,
yeah,
which I'm going to be entirely upfront too. If I start getting huge donations like most politicians, I'm probably going to blow the money in really ridiculous ways and lie to you about how I did it.
Hookers and cocaine.
Lots of hookers and cocaine.
I can't wait for your rerun. Like, elected, but your next election, it's simply going to say, Senator JB, I'm not a pedophile. I'm for 18-year-old hookers.
No.
And it would be,
that's horrible.
How refreshing would that be from Congress, though?
Well, that is true. That is true. You know, I was thinking more of like, vote for JB. I'm the only politician not fucking little boys.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
I mean, like if you go to vote and you vote for anybody else, you're gonna feel like you're voting for somebody who's fucking little boys. Then,
yeah.
So
your literally your bumper sticker could just be like your face, and then it says "I heart MILFs."
Right. You know, I mean, that's perfect. I mean, somebody should probably make that now.
Yeah.
You know, I think we should make T-shirts at this point now, just as, you know, like, you know, a picture of like my little character on the show, and on the back just says, "I don't fuck boys."
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's simple, straight to the point.
Maybe say, "I don't I don't fuck minors. And
don't-
what you could do is you could spell it
That's fair.
Miner, because then you're letting people know about your stance on the climate as well.
That yes,
Huh?
as well as not wanting to have sex with people who are dirty who just got out of a mine.
I'm telling you, it's the triple crown. I almost said the triple crown.
The
It is, it's the triple crown.
That's fair. I love that. I love it.
I honestly, I could not wait for you to be up on the podium, like debating one of your other local politicians, and you just have like you've got that icebreaker, and you say, "What's the hardest part of the vegetable to eat?" The wheelchair, and everyone just applauses.
Oh yeah.
They're just cheering like you would not believe, and they're just
Oh
like
yeah.
JB, and you could literally the emblem that you run on, instead of like a peace sign or no more war, no more hate, it would just be a wheelchair with an X through it.
Right. I mean, first thing we're doing is we're cutting out all fucking ramps. I'm
Yes.
fucking sick of them.
If you need a ramp, you're not worthy of my vote. Too bad.
Right.
Too bad.
You're right.
So sad.
Yeah, for real. I mean, you need a ramp for it. Means you're probably too slow to help.
Dude, Jeff is 100% right.
The only politician who will fuck your kids with love mills. Vote JB, cleaning up the streets, one car wash hooker, hit and run at a time.
Bro, are you tired of people in wheelchairs holding up the line?
Oh,
vote JB.
Vote JB. I mean, we're going to extend abortions all the way till 18, unless they're crippled. Then we're going to go ahead and extend that even further.
Thank you. Yes.
I mean, I got lots of room there. I think I'm going to be in a really good spot where I could do quite a bit. That's for sure. And
you're going to clean up the streets, man.
Hopefully, I will be cleaning up the streets a lot better than Mr. Grunwald did in our episode that we talked about tonight.
Oh, are we going to talk about the episode?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, we're going to talk about the episode.
Well, we're here. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, right. So I'm going to jump ahead into it right now. So we are doing the episode Revenge is the Nuts, based off of God damn it, it's fucked up. All right, well, this episode originally aired November 16th, 1994, and yes, this is named after Revenge is the Nuts from the Vault of Horror issue number 20, but the story itself is actually based off of the Tales from the Crypt number 46, and it is called Blind Alleys. So it's actually based off of an entirely different story than what they actually used.
Blind Allies. Blind Allies.
Have that one right there.
Yeah.
You cannot see, and I'm not moving my camera right now. Look at the Tales from Podcast page. There's a picture of everything there if you want to see whatever I'm talking about. But a fun episode nonetheless. Now with this episode, we have quite the fucking cast, as well as, I mean, just people involved with it in general. So this was directed by Jonas McCord, probably most known for doing stuff like, God damn, like what did he really do? That was like Earth Final Conflict. He was the producer for that. He didn't do too much directing, huh?
That show was so. It's funny because when you bring that up, I'm actually watching through Andromeda, which was a sci-fi from the same time. I just finished Farscape, which was a sci-fi from the same time. Everybody was trying to cash in on that, and Earth Final Conflict was no different.
No, dude. I mean, for sure. I mean, you're going to be going through a lot of them, but I mean, I'm trying to think of like what like he really didn't. I'm sorry, he really wasn't known for anything like obviously great. The Young Writers, the Dirty Dozen, but I mean, I would say
shows,
that
not the movies, TV shows.
Yeah, I mean, he still has stuff in post and pre-production right now that still isn't out. But I mean, the dude, he'll do something, wait 4 years, wait a few years, wait a few years, then wait 20 fucking years. Like I don't know what the fuck he actually does, but clearly this is one of those things where it is not his actual fucking job.
I know what he does. He washes money.
makes sense.
I'm just saying.
I can't argue with that. The writer for this episode, though, is Shel Willens. Obviously, also not known for anything super great. And this was actually one of the later things that he did. But he did do some writing for The Greatest American Hero. Not sure if anybody remembers that show. He did, obviously a lot of it's all TV, but he did Police Story as well as one of my favorite TV shows, the joke about Walker, Texas Ranger, especially the episode where Walker had to tell that little boy that he had AIDS. I mean, there's certain things in life that stick with you and are just fucking hilarious. And apparently, Chuck Norris having to tell a little kid he has AIDS is one of those things that stuck out in my life for like 15, 20 years.
Bro, I am so sad that I don't have that pulled up right now to share with you because it is the funniest thing in the world. It's what is that from The Sixth Sense? Icy Dead People kid. What the fuck is his name?
Oh, I can't think of his name.
He grew up, but his face stayed the same size. So like his head got bigger, but his face stayed the same size. It's the craziest looking thing.
Yeah.
But you know what else Shel Willens is known for is a single episode of Renegade with Lorenzo Lamas.
Oh God.
I watched the absolute living fuck out of that show when I was
really
a kid. Oh yeah, I thought I was
God,
Lorenzo Lamas when I grew up. Oh yeah,
you completely that doesn't surprise me in the least bit.
Same with Thunder in Paradise with Hulk Hogan. Oh, man, I loved that show when I was a kid.
Damn it,
Thunder in Paradise. Such a good show.
Davis, as the character of Grunwald, is sort of a male version of Nurse Ratch from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Both villains roll with an iron fist and are very abusive. Fair?
Kind of, sort of.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could be so free.
Flying away on a wing and
It's amazing. Walker tells the kid he has AIDS. I'm so happy somebody else. You've seen it before, right?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Haley Joel Osment.
Yes, Haley Joel Osment. Yes.
Yes.
Dude, anyway. And I'm not joking, dude. If you could see a side-by-side comparison of him as a kid and him as an adult, his face has stayed exactly the same size, and his head has gotten 3 times bigger.
I could see that.
It's super creepy. There's some Satanist stuff going on there.
There probably is.
Guaranteed.
Anyways, we got Anthony. Oh God, how do you even say that last name? Zerb. He plays Arnie Grunwald.
I think that's close enough. Zerbe, whatever it is.
Zerbe. Oh, Zerbe. No, there's not the little dash over there. Otherwise, I would say that.
It's called an umlaut, but thank you.
What is that dash? That's what it's called.
The little thingy over the E. That's called an umlaut.
Learn something new every day.
Here's what I learned: is Terry Polo was a sleeper hit. She was hot.
Oh, yeah. she was. I will say, though, that it was very interesting seeing her because I'm pretty sure in later film she got her eyesight back.
Yeah?
Unless you think she was as insensitive to be playing a blind person.
I don't know. I'm not going to judge.
I'm not going to judge.
Listen, I don't know who got sucked off for her to be in this show, but she deserves any fame she gets after that.
No, you're right. And the most fame she probably had after that was what? Meet the Fockers, the Parents movies, all that shit.
Sure, and whatever celebrity sex tape may have come out of it, yeah.
Did she get into a sex tape?
I have no idea. This is me projecting my hopes and dreams.
That is fair. I mean, I cannot argue with that at all. I mean, yeah, I mean, fair.
I'm just saying, like, Terry
Polo, nothing bad to say there.
She was a sleeper hit.
Oh, yeah.
She, I mean, you know, people may not be a good actor or actress, and she wasn't great, but total smoke show for the day.
Yeah. I mean,
you don't really get to see it in the show,
But no, I will say though, you could definitely tell this is like a 1994 episode. Her being like the pretty young woman coming into this episode had that look too.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean, the loose clothes, the flannel shirts. I mean, it's like she fucking got blind at the Nirvana concert and sent here.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that's exactly what she fucking looks like.
She has that grunge look.
Very, very much so. Which I'm pretty sure all of us in 1994 had that look. And if we weren't wearing that flannel, it was sure as fuck tight around our waist.
Dude, Jenko jeans, Doc
Oh,
Martens.
yeah. Oh, God. Most obnoxious fucking shit in the world looking back.
Yes. I will never go to my high school reunion because that was like my look. And I will never face up to that. I just won't.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. You don't have to explain. Andy, we are very similar. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, John Savage, he's got one of the best names in the world. I mean, he might as well be a John Smith or a John Doe, but he's
John Savage.
Like that.
Yeah.
Sounds like it could be immortal that character, honestly.
Right. And he's done a little bit of stuff too. He was in the Deer Hunter. I mean, let's go ahead and just be honest. First off, this guy has over 230 fucking credits. And to top it off, I will admit, most of them are shit. But he's been in a lot of stuff. I mean, the dude knows how to actually.
Huh? One of the most successful actors in Hollywood, maybe not now, but 15 years ago, was the guy that played the Maytag Man. Because the dude's got like 300 credits to his name. And he was basically said, I mean, he was a multimillionaire and was going to stay a multimillionaire the rest of his life. John Savage, I think, is the same way. He's got enough credits to his name where whether they're shit or not, I bet he's still pulling in money. I bet he has been able to retire and not worry about money.
Really?
Well, that's only.
Do we want to see his net worth?
It's if he has not tried to continue pursuing an acting career.
All right, now, without looking, just be as fast as you can. What do you think his net worth is? And come on, let's go ahead and throw this out there. We are talking 239 IMDb credits, and that is just acting. He has producer credits, composer credits, soundtrack, music department, production manager, crew, self credits of 50 times. I mean, overall, we're looking probably close to 300 credits throughout all of Hollywood. What do you think his actual net worth is?
I'm going to say 500,000.
500,000? Well, $3 million.
Whoa!
$3 million.
$3 million?
Yes.
Bro, are you kidding me right now? If I had $3 million, I would live the rest of my life off of the dividends. Like, I would just hand it to my buddy. No, I'm dead fucking serious. I've got a buddy that works for, or used to work for, Bank of America. Now he does his own thing, but he's a money manager. Literally, if I had $3 million right now, I would just hand it to him and he would cut me a check for $100,000 a year off of the dividends. Like, really? This dude is fucking set.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't say he's set. I mean, usually people in that position end up spending a little bit more than they probably should have.
I agree with you.
I mean, he's
if John Savage is living up to his name, which I hope he is, I'm pulling for you, Johnny Savage. If you're listening to this episode right now, I'm pulling for you, bro. Stop trying to do all this actor shit. It's done. It's over with. You had your chance, man. Johnny, listen to me. You had your chance, buddy. And you did it. You did it big. 200 credits to your acting career. You did it. You're done.
Right.
You have nothing else to prove, my man. Johnny, listen to me, man. If you've got $3 million in the bank right now, call me up. I will hook you up with my money manager. He will make sure that you're set for life. You're going to get that ranch in Montana. You're going to get a couple of hookers that live there full time. JB's going to set you up. He knows some people. Okay. Don't have a drug habit. You know, if you like your fancy expensive booze, that's okay. Skip the drug habit because that's a little too expensive for you. It's out of your range. I'm sorry, John, Mr. Savage. I wish you could have the drugs you want, but Just stick with booze. Grow your own marijuana.
He definitely
Start
can't
a
have
fucking
all of them
podcast.
that he wants.
Start a fucking podcast, man. That's
Right.
where it's at right now. Start a Patreon. Get yourself like 1,500 patrons. It will keep you going. You'll cruise. You'll live to 93 years old, man. And when you die, you're gonna be on a bed with like 4 hookers around you, not 7 or 8.
It's not
Okay,
far from there.
You're not Hugh Hefner, but you might die with 3 around you, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with second place, son. Okay, listen to me, Johnny. We're gonna get you through this. That $3 million, we can make it last, baby. Don't blow it all in one place. Okay, stop trying to self-publish. Just stop. Just accept that it's done. You're done. You're over. We all love you. We all appreciate what you did. Now it's time for you to live your life.
Looking back on him,
end scene.
I really think that the thing that probably made him the most money was probably that one episode he did of Twin Peaks. Like, I can't think of anything else out there that he would have made any money, really. Let's see.
It's like Nick at Night,
Right? She had a procedure done to give her temporary blindness for the episode, is what he says. And Jeff says, nobody remembers Terry Polo from her run on the TV show I'm With Her. I mean, I had 22 episodes. Nope, I never saw that.
Zero recollection of that. Although it makes sense because I'm telling you, Terry Polo, total smoke show, dude.
Oh, yeah.
In the year 2000, 2001, 2003, she had that look, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think she had to look a lot better in the 90s, personally, but that is me. I mean, I'm, whatever.
Some of these photos from 2001, 2003, where she has the bangs that are real high up, that doesn't look good. The real high bangs, So I mean, bangs, they'll make or break your career.
You're not wrong. I will say that. That's for sure.
I mean, you understand, trimming up your beard, it lost you a position because when you were shaved, no beard, they thought you were a pedo. And then you grew your beard in, and they were like, "Oh, this is a distinguished gentleman."
Yeah, now they want me to run for office.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it makes sense. It does.
Yeah.
Now I will say we also had BB Besh in this episode too.
BB.
Now I will say that I don't know everything that this woman's done. In fact, there's a lot of her stuff never really gave a fuck about, period. But she was in Tremors. That's probably the only thing I really recognized her from. Well, no, Star Trek Wrath of Khan. That doesn't make me sound nerdy remembering somebody from that.
Hey, and she played an old lady in ER.
She's that's her. She didn't live very long. I mean, she was like 54 years old. That's what she died in 96. So, I mean, shortly after this episode aired, 2 years.
She got that Rona vaccine and just instantly.
Right.
Joking.
Oh, God. She did good. Golden Girls, though. She was on an episode of that. She did a lot of fucking just TV shit. I mean, it seems like in these later seasons, that's basically what we end up with. There's a lot of people doing a lot more TV and a lot less really actually big actors. Like we also get Isaac Hayes in this episode. He passed away in 2008 too.
But dude, I'm sorry, Godfather of Soul. I mean, he did the theme song for Shaft.
Yeah.
Think about what Isaac Hayes has been in. He was in
Men in Tights, motherfucker.
Men in Tights, but he was in Escape from New York, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time. And plus he had that smooth, sultry voice. I mean, let's be realistic.
He was chef on South Park.
Yeah, he was chef on South Park. He had multiple soul albums that he did. He really was better known as a musician than he was anything else. He became a voice actor later in life.
Oh yeah.
But Isaac Hayes, man, you gotta lay it down. I mean, that dude, he was a pioneer in some ways because just think about some of his songs. Think about Shaft, okay? It wasn't exactly singing.
Dude, I mean, the dude still has credits for shit that he's been doing for years and years and years. I mean, he died in 2008, but he still has credits this fucking year. I mean, the dude has done a lot of shit. You're not wrong there at all whatsoever. And
Quick,
I mean, he
just
even did
real quick.
writing for fucking Wu-Tang Clan.
Just real quick, I want you to tell me your favorite Isaac Hayes quote. I'm going to go first. You're going to go second. You ready?
I don't have an Isaac Hayes quote.
Here's my favorite Isaac Hayes quote. I'm going to give you a second to find your favorite Isaac Hayes quote.
Okay.
It's my duty to pleasure that booty. That's my favorite Isaac Hayes quote.
Oh, God damn you. All right. Oh, God. Oh, really? Oh, motherfucker.
No, I'm taking you off on a tangent. Let's just keep going. Let's forget about it. It's all right. I got mine in. That's what's important.
Yeah, well, yeah, you did. You did get yours in, that's for sure. I mean, a lot of them that pop up are not that great. I mean, some of them that like instantly pop up are like very, very I don't know. Like
Questionable.
yeah, I mean like none of them are like really that amazing either. I mean
One of
oh
okay,
god.
one of other I'm gonna go ahead and bestow an Isaac Hayes saying on you, and then we can move on. Okay.
Okay.
Know the business, learn the business, own something. That was Isaac Hayes. Come on, man. That's straight out of Gary V.
Is it?
Well, any of these influencers, the social media influencers where they sell like life coaching stuff, that's
Yeah.
straight out of their playbook. Know the business, learn the business,
Right.
own
Well,
something.
you're not wrong.
All you got to do to be Isaac Hayes is at the end toss in a motherfucker.
Motherfucker. That's yeah. I mean, in this episode he wasn't that Isaac Hayes. That's for damn sure.
Well, no, he was a blind man.
I mean,
I didn't think he did a bad job in this episode. He wasn't the world's greatest actor by any stretch of the imagination, but
no.
he did okay.
I mean, he was there.
Yeah. He was a warm body.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to Tales from the Crypt, I mean, that's if he's a warm body, that's all you need. Thank you, Jeff. Profound. It's my duty to please that booty. That is profound. Thank you.
Yes, it truly is. Now I mean, oh, this is a weird episode to talk about though. So I mean, considering that it's basically an episode that stole its name and it's actually based off of an entirely different story, which I know I did not show the comment from it, David, and I'll get to that here in a minute because we actually did discuss this. And when I sent Andy the episode, I also sent him that scene as well. Now, for those who do not know, the logo for this show, my character, and there's like a skull. That is actually very, very, very similar skull to a film cover. One of my favorite movies, the Amicus film from 1972, Tales from the Crypt. So, with that being said, Blind Alleys is also not just an episode from this. We actually got to see this years and years beforehand in the Amicus film, which very, very fun, different, a little bit, but and
I'm gonna be honest with you. I skimmed it.
Okay. Well, I mean,
hey JB, you know me. I like to be prepared for any podcast I'm on. I'm usually your best prepared guest. However, that 1972 version, I skimmed it. I apologize. I just ran out of time.
You're fine. You're fine. There's nothing wrong there. I mean, it is a great episode, though. I will say that much. I will also say it's a lot different. I think when you watch the actual version from 1972, it's a little bit deeper too.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a lot more sympathy for the blind person, and honestly, I mean, even being done fucking 20 something years earlier, it was done better then. The acting was better, everything, personally.
I don't
But
want to sound sacrilegious to anyone. Hopefully, this doesn't offend anybody, but there was just a little bit of like an Alfred Hitchcock-esque feeling from the 1972 version
well, yeah.
because
I
the
mean,
suspense was built up.
oh, way built up. Yeah, no, 100%. And to just give everybody an idea, this is a story of basically a blind person who ends up getting put into like a home with other blind people, treated cruelly to the point of the blind people revolting against the, what would you call them, the owner, the
overseer,
warden, because
whatever.
like in the comic book they are technically called inmates. They don't really explain the situation whatsoever, but that is what they are called. So, you know, we have this overseer, which I like that word. And now with that, these blind people end up going and kind of getting revenge on it. And in both versions of the story, we get the same basic thing. We get him being trapped in a room for a while these blind people go and create a maze for him to go through. And this maze is, first off, they end up taking his dog from him, which is a pretty vicious dog that he uses the dog to attack them, and they won't feed it purposely. I mean, basically abuse the shit out of this dog so it wants to kill people.
And honestly, one of the funniest parts of this episode was when the dog is screaming its head off, and then the head warden, Grunwald, he's like, if the dog is still hungry, let it go and chew on mom. She was just buried out in the backyard.
Oh yeah.
I laughed so hard when I got to that part. I was just like, what the fuck? It's literally setting up this scenario.
Oh yeah, you get a good idea of what kind of person he is.
Yes, and that was early on in the episode.
Oh, yeah.
So as soon as he said that, not only am I laughing, but it puts me in this position of like, okay, he's cruel. He doesn't care about anyone or anything.
No.
And it struck a little bit more of a chord maybe for me because you know me, I take in wayward animals all the time.
Yeah.
when he said that, it struck a little bit more of a chord for me because my house is literally filled with animals that are like Humane Society rejects. So you know what I mean? It was one of those things where
when
I heard that, I was just like, fuck. That's
well, I mean, it's fair. I mean,
I know it's weird, the stuff that catches me off guard about these episodes. I feel like I always throw in every time I'm on your show, I throw in some weird thing where you're like, yeah, I didn't even really think about that, but that like struck a chord with me where he was like, that damn dog is still hungry, let him go and pull up mom's bones in the backyard. I was just like, wait, what?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't like, yeah, it's comedic and everything, but like it kind of takes you away from the episode too. Like,
Really?
Well, like, all right, this is one of those episodes, and I'm just gonna be upfront from the fucking beginning on it. I personally like the older version significantly more, and it's a good revenge story, and not to mention I've seen that version more than I've seen the 90s version.
Yeah.
Seen it before I've seen the 90s version. And it's just one of those where it's like you get so used to something when you see the other version again. It's like, really? They're gonna like go that route with it? Like, the revenge aspect of it is one of those things that I personally really enjoy, and I fucking vote for JB 2024. I love revenge. I mean, like, like there's something about it, but the whole concept of having this guy go through a maze with his own vicious dog wanting to get him, and this maze is entirely covered with razor blades attached to the fucking walls, and then the blind people kill the fucking lights on him. I mean, Is there a better form of justice?
No, not at all. Because it's a literal, we're giving you a taste of your own medicine kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. And Jeff, yes, you do. You need to watch more. And I guess this is one of those two where it's like, I've already explained it. I'm not gonna go into like huge detail on the other thing, but like this is based off of Blind Alleys, not Revenge is the Nuts. Revenge is the Nuts is an entirely different comic from Vault of Horror. This right here is an A Tales from the Crypt comic. It's a different comic book. It's a different story. It's not that story.
Mm-hmm.
But getting into the comic book comparison, there's not a lot to talk about there either. It's basically the same thing, except in the comic book we get a little bit more. It's weird because, like I said, I like the 70s version a lot more, but the comic book is probably a little bit closer to the 90s version. There's a little bit of comedy at play there. So not only you get this guy being mean to the blind people, but you get him like almost playing pranks on them, like dropping water balloons type things on them and stupid shit like that, but like just basically just being cruel to them. And I will say it's kind of weird to choose the blind to dislike, because I feel like you could probably pick a different disability and it would make more sense. I mean, like, I don't think the blind, like, there's really not that much. I mean, they can't see. I mean, there has to be something, way worse than that. Like, they're treated like total fucking shit.
You would have preferred if it was a whole cast and crew of midgets. I gotcha.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing this entire episode done with midgets.
Would they need blind midgets?
Yes. So at the end of it, you get Grinwell going through the maze, and he's only cutting up his shins.
Dude, he's on his knees. He's walking along on his knees because he can't stand up in the tunnels.
He couldn't build it tall enough. Oh, God. All right. I got an idea. All right. If I do run and you guys do vote for me, I will use all the donation money to redo every Tales from the Crypt episode, but with only midgets.
Yo, what? You already had my vote, but now you have my attention.
Not only that, but think about this. You know how much money I would have to spend if I'm only having to produce technically half the set? It's at least half the size.
Dude. Well, but hang on a second. You need to add the detail in still. Well, actually, no, you wouldn't have to add the detail in because you could make it regular sized. Just to give a perspective.
It's probably better to have it all regular sized just so you can,
because it gives perspective. Yeah.
I like the idea,
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, just I mean, just trying to think of like some of my favorite episodes with just little people in it.
I swear, I have this vision now of you like going through OnlyFans and looking at LPs. You know what I mean? What would the hashtags be? Dwarf, fairy, little, LP?
Yeah, basically. I mean, I think you got them all.
That's where all your actresses would come from.
Oh, yeah.
And some actors. Let's not be sexist here.
No, you can't be sexist. That's wrong in this day and age.
Onlyfans.com/the tripod. He'd be your first pick.
More than likely. I would hope so. I do like the idea of like once a season throwing in like a normal sized person just to like really show off like the difference.
But have them never acknowledge that there's height difference. Never.
Have there been like a fight scene and the little person's going to swing and we have a cut scene and it's like, oh, he's getting hit in the face and they zoom back out and there's like a 6 foot fucking height difference.
Can you please So the scene where it zooms in on his face when he's getting hit, could you just have like doll arms hitting him? Not the actual.
Yes, you would have to.
Yeah, not the actual little person actor, but just like Cabbage Patch doll hands and arms batting him in the face.
Oh my god. Oh, I love the idea. I do. Jeff,
All right, so hey, we're way off. Oh, here we go.
I want to work on this with
I want to
you.
work on this
I've
with
always
you.
wanted to remake movies like Die Hard with little people.
LP.
I mean, it's definitely something that I don't think's ever been done before. I
Dude,
mean,
it'd straight up be a Bob Odenkirk like Thumb Wars.
I thought I was the only person who ever watched that movie. I got it on VHS.
Hell no,
The
dude.
Thumb
I
Wars
watched
with the
that so many
Thumbtanic,
times.
and you get all the thumbs falling. I
Dude,
love that.
what was that kung fu movie he did? I can't believe I'm
Kung
blanking on
Pao
the name.
Into the Fist.
Yes, thank you. That is one of my favorite movies of all time. I
Oh my
watch it
gosh.
3 times a year.
I always think about Betty when he's looking at that painting and there's all the birds on there, the storks. He's just like, Birdie, Birdie. Like, it's that dry humor we love. It's great. I love it.
Dude, I'll just scream at people, that's a lot of nuts.
I remember like one of the best things about that is and I don't know when the last time you watched it and like if you've ever watched it at like a really high level of volume, but if you have not, watch that movie with subtitles because there is shit that's being said in there that's like almost hidden and it is fucking stupid as shit, but it's great.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You might have just unlocked a secret for me. I'm going to have to watch it again on super high volume.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Jeff says mini Hans Gruber and then he goes Kung Pao into the fist.
Yes, dude.
Oh,
Jeff
yeah.
knows.
Oh, he
He's
knows.
the man.
He knows.
Okay, so since we're talking about other movies, I want to throw something out at you.
All right.
I'm totally spacing on the name of this movie. I'm sorry. It was this 90s horror film where a girl gets kidnapped and she realizes that people are living like behind the walls of this house and there's a serial killer.
Is it the people under the stairs?
It's got to be people under the stairs. One of the main characters, he got his tongue cut off. He dies before the end of the movie. I think it's People Under the Stairs, but also Stephen Lang in Don't Breathe.
Yeah.
That's another movie that I think got influence from this. Maybe not directly. I mean, it's not like a direct port, but it feels like there's something there because like the movie Don't Breathe, there's this maze that this blind man has set.
Yes.
Spoiler alert. Sorry, spoiler alert.
I never saw the second one.
I don't know what the second one is. The first ones look. Yes, thank you, Jeff. My nipples look like milk duds. That was the intermission. That's so perfect. Yes, thank you. But don't breathe. It's a guy that is blind and he has this whole maze of like traps set up in his house and he's just waiting for people to rob him. And then People Under the Stairs. I'm pulling that up.
That's
right
what
now.
I think it is, but I could be wrong.
I think that's right. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Yeah. That's the one with LL Cool J and or excuse me, not LL Cool J. It's what's that actor's name? Ving Rhames.
Right.
Yeah. That's the one. Stephen Whalen. He's the character Roach, and they cut his tongue out so he wouldn't talk. But that's kind of where this episode. The whole time I was watching the episode, I just kept thinking to myself, it reminds me of some of these other movies that I saw at a top level. I'm not talking about the whole movie. I'm just saying like the base concept, right? You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, no, I get it. Now I will say, going back to this episode, just because I've already talked about it a lot, I feel because we do get off topic a lot that I should just throw this out there. I would personally give this episode still like a 7.
Mm-hmm.
especially for a later season episode, being season 6. I mean, everybody who's a Tales from the Crypt fan knows that some of these later seasons it starts to drop off.
Yeah,
it is what it is. There's things get canceled for a reason. We only know there were 7 seasons, and we're in season 6. So I mean,
it's
is what
weird.
it is.
Normally, I go higher than you because obviously I'm not doing this episode every week like you are.
Right.
Normally, but this is one of those weird episodes where I'm actually just going to give it a 5.
Really?
There were some funny moments there, and I thought that the story was conveyed well-ish,
Right.
but I didn't think the acting was good. The
No.
fight scenes were terrible, and it just didn't feel cohesive from beginning to end. So I'm actually going to give it a 5 out of 10, dude.
That's fair. You know, I what did I say, 8? I mean,
No, you said 7. You gave it a 7.
Okay. Because as I say, I give the original version probably like an 8, 8.5. So, like, I mean, 7 might be pushing it. It might be closer to a 6.5 for this episode. But I mean, it's not horrible by any means, but it's definitely not a great episode. I mean, I will say there are far worse episodes though. And I am a sucker for revenge stories.
Yeah.
So they do have me there, and especially revenge stories with mental illness thrown into that too. I mean, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
Depending on who you ask. If you ask everybody, I'm sure I'm probably going to be one of the very few people that say that's the best thing in the world. But
are you throwing, I mean, obviously there was some mental problems, but the overarching story was we're all blind, but then there is the subtext of we're traumatized by this dude. So is that what you mean by mental trauma?
No, I said mental illness, and I was talking about Grinwald's brother.
Who
was committed to the mental institution.
See, I thought that was just because Grunwald needed to kind of set his brother back a few steps to keep him in line.
No, he fully admits to being crazy. During the episode.
I mean, yeah, he did, but the subtext I got was sort of like he's not actually crazy. He was just like convinced he was crazy.
Oh no. He fully admits to being crazy.
Oh, interesting.
He's because he even says, he goes, because he says, I know what you did to mom. I might be crazy, but I'm not stupid.
Well, yeah, but coming from someone that spent some time in a mental institution, that doesn't necessarily constitute to me mental illness. Like my whole...
Well, I'm going to pretend it does.
Okay, fair enough. My take on this whole story was that Grunwald's younger brother was sent to a mental institute because he figured if he's in a mental institute, then if he says that Senior Grunwald killed his mom, they'll just think that's the ramblings of a crazy man. That my feeling from it was that was the whole reason he was sent to a mental institute in the first place, is so that he can discredit anything his younger brother says. But
more than likely,
that was just my...
Don't get me wrong, that makes more sense. I want him just to be crazy, though.
Fair enough. We'll go with that. Hey, it's your show. We're going to go with that. You're the senator.
Vote JV. He might be crazy, but he's not stupid. I mean, yeah, dude, probably.
Hands down, you got my vote. That is perfect.
Right. Yeah. Can you imagine where the world would be going then? I mean, there'd be abortions on every street corner happening all the time.
Vote JB. He thinks your kids are ugly.
I do. Like, just throwing it out there. If you're ever that person who's walking around and talking to somebody, you're like, oh, look how cute my kid is. The other person's just being nice. Your kid's probably really fucking stupid looking.
There's a fantastic Adam Carolla bit where when he was on the radio, he was talking about Boy Scout leaders.
Oh, yeah?
And he was like, when people volunteer to take the kids out in the woods camping, that's the one that you don't want to have. Look for the person that's the least enthusiastic. Call on the dude where you're like, okay, you're the one that's going to be taking the kids into the woods. And if the dude is just like, oh, fuck me, are you serious, bro? I was going to go fishing this weekend. Are you fucking kidding me? I have to watch after these shitbag kids. That's the dude you want watching your kids on an overnight camping.
He's not going to fuck them.
That's the whole thing. Like the guy that raises his hand first to say, yes, I want to take the kids out in the woods, he's automatically eliminated.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, as a man who has kids, I'm also going to say I'm not going to be the first person that's going to say I'm going to.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. And that's how people know that you're not going to screw with their kids, is because you don't like kids.
I only like mine.
You only like yours. Everyone else's kids can literally die. So that automatically makes you the person that I want to be leading them in the woods. It sounds counterintuitive,
but it makes sense.
It does make sense.
I understand it, though. I mean, I am completely in on that, and I get where you're going with it. I will also say, though, there's also a higher chance your kids are going to get injured. They might not get raped, but they're not going to get injured at all, or they will probably.
Listen,
I mean, I will send your kids into poison ivy just for the simple fact that I might be funny later.
Yeah. Well, look, man, the hardest lessons are the lessons well learned.
That's you're not wrong.
And I would be okay with that. Like literally, if I had my kids and you were the Boy Scout leader, and when they came back, they were covered in poison ivy and they had rolled down a hill, I would automatically know that you hadn't been fucking them. So it kind of works out. Poison ivy heals. Childhood trauma doesn't. No, so, do I want my kids? And here's the thing. If my kid comes back from Boy Scout camp and he has poison ivy in his ass crack, I'm going to know that was him picking at his butt. And now I'm going to be able to be like, listen, man, you got to stop. You got to stop digging. Like the poo comes out on its own. Just you have to let it happen. We're going to get some more fiber in your diet. It's okay.
Right. Right. That makes perfect sense. Jeff throws up here. I'd never volunteer to take kids anywhere. I'd rather Brazilian wax my taint than worry about someone else's jizz spawn.
Hey, Jeff, you just earned a new spot on the Boy Scouts team leader board. You're taking the kids out, buddy.
And that's also probably true there. JB has poison ivy on his dick. Yeah, except I wouldn't. I mean, you guys, I've talked about where I live nowadays and everything. I grew up in a very, very backwoods type area. All right. So, I mean, I can spot poison ivy pretty fucking fast, and not going to be the kind of guy getting it on me, period. Especially my dick. I'm very protective of my dick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, very protective.
I mean, there's not a lot I protect. I mean, I've broken my feet many, many times. Broken bones. I've been through many surgeries, everything else. But you know what's never been hurt? My dick.
So my wife looked at my x-rays post-surgery, and she said, you've actually got 2 other bones in your foot that had previously been broken when you were a kid. Guess what's never happened? Poison ivy on my cock.
My point exactly. I mean, like, it's funny that you went through this and everything, because like the first time I broke my foot, nobody believed me it was broken. In fact, my own family thought that I was making it up.
So, it would seem like the swelling would be an indicator.
Or, not being able to fucking walk right.
Yeah.
But I managed. I did what I had to do until the time came where they finally gave in. You know what's never happened? Poison ivy on my fucking dick.
Heard that, son. Heard that, son.
I mean, it's just one of those things. So
I went to summer camp with a kid that ended up with poison ivy on his dick. So I mean, and I learned by example, by the way. Like my sister was a pill popping junkie, and I've never been addicted to anything. Like I've never been addicted to anything.
Now, question: say she would have been sober. Do you think you would have been the junkie?
If she had been sober, right now she would be the most psychopathic politician we've ever seen in our lives.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
she literally would be Hitler right now if she hadn't become a drug addict.
I mean,
look, I
so
know,
hold
I
on,
know
hold
you're
on.
laughing at it.
No, no,
Don't,
no, no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no, no,
don't
no.
tell me to wait. This is the God's honest truth. So when I was a kid, my
I just have a
sister.
question though. Can I ask one
Okay, yeah,
question first?
go ahead.
All right. So if she was not a junkie,
Mm.
she would have locked up a bunch of Jews and started concentration camps.
100% guaranteed.
Okay, that's where I wanted to go with it.
Well, maybe she wouldn't have locked up a bunch of Jews, but she would be like 100 millionaire, working for a $90,000 a year salary as a government employee.
Huh?
Yeah, I
Interesting.
guarantee it. It's when you're a sociopath, if you can stay away from getting addicted to stuff, then you can go a long ways in life because sociopaths, they manipulate people, right?
Oh yeah.
When you're a narcissist, then you can manipulate people in a lot of different ways. And I mean, I'm not saying maybe she wouldn't have been that narcissistic. Maybe she would have become like a teacher or a college professor, but
Right.
but she would have ended up in some position that only narcissists get, like
And
that.
they always get themselves in a little bit of trouble too. Those kind of people always end up pushing the wrong buttons. The last narcissist I had in my life, because I get rid of people like that really fucking quick,
Mhm.
ended up I'm not gonna name drop nobody. Ended up having a lot of allegations from a lot of minor girls.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
bad.
film industry people.
Ooh. Oh,
Uh-huh.
hang on a second. I know who you're talking about.
No, yeah, you probably do.
Shit. Yeah, I do. I just realized that. Wow.
Yeah, I know exactly what those kind of people are like.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good point, dude. That's a good
Uh-huh.
point. Huh.
Yeah. I mean, just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Would you say because I mean I would say that Grunwald, what do we call him? Warden Grunwald?
Yeah, let's call him Warden. No, we went with Overseer. I like Overseer.
Overseer Grunwald. Little Fallout reference, that's fine. Overseer Grunwald, he was totally a narcissistic sociopath, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't argue that.
Yeah. So anybody that's listening to this episode of Details from the Podcast, if you've watched this episode that we're talking about and you want to know what my sister's like, there you go. Grunwald. But just fried her brain at like 18.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. The last time I saw my sister was at my wedding, and that's been
It's been a little while, hasn't it?
14 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Definitely a while.
And the beauty of me saying that is now your listeners are sitting there looking at me going, either he's a lot older than I thought he was, or he got married super young. And I'm not going to tell you which it is because it's one of those, but I'm not going to tell you which it is.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I know which it is. And if you want to know, and you really, really want to know, go to talesfromthepodcast.com, find the PayPal link, send $15, and I will let you know.
You kidding me? They'll send you $2 and you tell them.
They didn't need to know that, but probably. I mean,
I swear, I'm going to start a PayPal link, and it's going to be called paypal.com/the Toledo Torpedo. And it's just going to be, it's not going to be JB. It's going to be me. And I'm just going to be playing like I'm you.
Oh, God, you would.
It's going to be you know what? That's going to be your political. I'm going to set that up, and that's going to become your political donations.
I'm waiting for you to start making like pictures of me with like, like GIF files of fucking the American flag waving in the background, and you do your voiceover stuff of vote for JB. like, I know it's just gonna be a matter of time before I go and click over and be like, oh fuck, horsepower power's on. Oh wow, he's talking about me.
Dude, literally all I have to do is superimpose your face over Joe Biden's at this last address that he had, where everything was red behind him and he had Marines standing behind him. He looked like fucking Hitler. It was the craziest looking thing. I'm totally, dude, that is going to happen 1000%. I'm going to superimpose your face over that. And by the way, people are going to vote for you because of that. They're going to be looking at that going, oh, he's got strong conviction. I trust him. He looks like a stand-up guy. He tells it how it is.
Right. I just like how crazy it's gonna end up getting, though. Because you're gonna get ridiculous with it. I know you are. I know you.
I will end up getting you elected, and you won't even be running.
It'll be something fucking great too. Like, it's gonna be something along the lines. I know we're gonna get one of these. It's gonna be like, vote for JB, the only man to ever give little people jobs. Jeff, your campaign commercials need to be done as those real men of genius Budweiser hats.
Real men of genius.
I mean, it could
JB,
be.
he doesn't fuck your kids.
doesn't.
JB doesn't fuck your kids.
I mean, yeah, I like that.
JB knows when we should cut off the abortion limit. Oh, flush them till they're 18 years old.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are going to disagree publicly, but privately and in their head, they're going to be like, this guy knows what he's doing.
Justin, we've got the corner on the silent majority, my friend. That's what it is. That's what it is. The silent majority is millennials and Gen Z, where they're like, I don't want to be here anyways.
Right. I mean, we're going to get that fucking weird vote of people that just like, I just want to see what's going to happen. And those people are probably going to be my best friends after this.
Dude, you should totally have Andrew Yang as a running mate. 100%.
Who?
Andrew Yang. He was the guy that ran on a presidential platform about everybody needs universal basic income.
I don't know him.
Oh, well, your whole thing, you could juxtapose it where you're like, I'm not going to give you a universal basic income. I'm going to allow you to kill yourselves. And people would just flock to you.
Huh. See, I thought it'd be funnier to, because I'd have to do something very, very different, because let's be honest, like having other people with their own little views and stuff is great, but having somebody who looks weird is even better. So I was thinking I can get like one of those lobster boys with like the weird hands.
Yeah.
Have him be my running mate. And all the Secret Service people would be little people.
Yeah.
Making sure it's going good. And have my running mate holding everything for me. And, do like vote for JB. He doesn't hold disabilities against you. And having the lobster boy with his little hand things doing all the normal stuff to help everybody. I think it's a great idea.
I was thinking to myself, you should do an eye patch, but the eye patch is kind of played out now. We have a couple of politicians with eye patches, so maybe you should do 2 eye patches.
That's fair. I mean,
do you remember? So you remember the movie Mad Max?
Yes.
Lord Humongous?
Yes.
You totally should just dress like that. We're in an energy crisis. Gas through the roof. So literally, you could run on the platform of you dress as Lord Humongous, and you could just get in front of the camera and be like, "All we require is the gasoline. We promise you safe passage. All we want is the gasoline."
I do not have the body to wear that.
But
oh my god!
You wear the suit, and you're simultaneously Lord Humongous and an advocate for disabilities. Huh?
Jeff, vote JB. His campaign partner is the Elephant Man. I mean, oh god damn it. If I've never offended you yet, this episode might have tuck you there.
It's 2022. That's elephant person. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Elephant person. Oh man.
Their pronouns are they elephant.
They elephant. I will say though, like Lord Humongous, minus the majority of the outfit, from the neck up is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking dope, dude. He's wearing that it's like a 1970s neck collar for people who've been traumatized.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
spinal, not anally, but spine trauma, you
Yes.
know? Have you
I know
ever
what you're
looked
talking
into the actor that played that guy?
No. Who was that?
So he's a Swedish bodybuilder. And
Oh, I mean,
of
you can
course,
tell he's a fucking bodybuilder.
oh yeah, he's a mountain of a man, you know, and that's the reason why they chose him, is because he was just an absolute beast, a monster. But he's actually a really cool dude. I mean, he's got a ton of awards for bodybuilding. He had some records for lifting and squatting. I mean, the dude's actually super accomplished.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Does not surprise me, I guess.
It's a weird, like, anytime you have a muscular guy in major movies that's from Sweden, they always tend to be like super well accomplished. Look at Dolph Lundgren, for example. He's got a master's degree or a doctorate in biochemical engineering. He also has a black belt in judo or some shit like that, you know. So I mean, the dude is just crazy well accomplished. And I have a theory. I think it's because in those Scandinavian countries, they ain't got shit else to do.
That makes sense.
It snows 9 months out of the year. What exactly are you going to do? You might as well go and get your doctorate. School's free. You might as well get your black belt in fucking judo or whatever, because at least it's warm in those areas. You're not paying for the heat. You're in a dojo. Somebody else is paying for that heat. You go back to your apartment for 4 hours a day and sleep. You don't have to heat it because you're doing all this other stuff. You're at school. You're at the dojo. You're at the cafeteria. You're whatever, you know?
No, you're right. It says it's going to be more effective if he dresses as Tina Turner's character from Thunderdome.
Ooh, he's got a point.
So JB, all we want is life beyond the Thunderdome.
JB, let me ask you something.
Yes.
Who run Bartertown?
Say that again.
Who run Bartertown? You say Master Blaster.
Master Blaster?
I can't hear you. Who run Bartertown?
Master Blaster?
Who?
Jerk it in the snow.
We literally just recreated a scene from Thunderdome, by the way.
Yeah.
I wish you had a little bit more of like that Tina Turner, you know?
I don't. I know. I'm sorry.
It's because the midget says, "Who run Bartertown?" And then Tina Turner goes, "Master Blaster." And he goes, "Who?" And she goes, "Master Blaster." With a little bit of a head shake. Master Blaster.
I can't do it though. I mean, I don't have that sass.
Dude, you have to move to the South. I know you don't think you can handle the heat and the humidity, but you can. You have to move to the South. You have to start integrating with what we got down here, man. It's culture, baby.
Culture?
I'm telling you, it's culture, dude.
No. I mean, I know where I want my culture at, but it's not
okay.
there.
But listen, man, we can hook you up with some fish. We can hook you up with some fucking crawdads, baby. Huh? Imagine if you move to the South right now. Okay.
I'm imagining.
It's hot. I understand that. All right. But it's not that hot. It was 90 degrees today. It's not the end of the world.
Okay.
It was a little bit humid. I'll grant you that. It was 80% humidity here in Florida.
That's a lot.
But hang on, Daddy. What about the food? What about the culture? What about you working on getting to know your inner self on the porch, smoking a cigar and drinking some rum with your best friend Andy, huh?
I'm not opposed.
If you want JB to move to Florida with his entire family, drop a Florida tag in the chat. We're ready to have you, dude. We're ready to have you. I guarantee I can hook you up with a job in a week.
Making more than I do now?
I'll try.
Uh,
Shit's cheap here. Shit's cheap.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
I'm just saying, if we can find a way, at the very least, if I can find you a way to come and vacation, I think I could solidify it for you.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about me as much as like my wife. Like getting me on board with something doesn't take a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm pretty easygoing. Like it's her you got to worry about.
Now I don't know your wife. I haven't spoken to her.
No, you have not.
I have an ace. Are you ready to hear what it is?
Let's hear it.
Uh-oh. Jeff says, vote JB. He's way cooler than Florida Man. How dare you?
That's true. That
You
is true.
rotten bastard. How dare you? Jeff, you're on my shit list now.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm making a note. I'm writing a note. How dare you? That's unbelievable. Listen, man. I will just tell your wife, JB is going to make 5 times as much money when he moves here. It's not going to be true. But that's what I'll tell her. And she won't know the difference until you get down here.
But then
you'll take a 40% pay cut, but you've already made the move. It's too late.
Hey, I'm not doing anything for a 40% pay cut.
Damn it.
I mean, I'm shit, dude. I mean, I'll give you an idea of where I am right now. So I mean, and there's no way I could do that, dude. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of why I am where I am right now.
I see what you just sent me. I understand. You work at a slag mill, and for the listeners, I want you to understand, the slag mill is not like a hooker factory. It's totally different.
Yeah, very, very, very much so different.
Jeff says, Andy, I thought we were cool. Now I'm bummed out. We're still cool. Okay, I've regained my composure. It's fine, Jeff. If you want to come over here, we'll tongue kiss. It's fine. We'll open mouth.
As one of my good friends, taught me, it's not called a tongue kiss. It's a mouth hug.
Yes, I like that, JB.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Vote JB. Mouth hugs for everyone.
There we go. You heard it.
Dude, yes.
You like that one, don't you?
I do. Vote JB. He'll tongue punch your fart box.
Depends on who. No, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I guess it's more of a matter of like where it's directed.
Okay, sure.
So like, it could be true, but it's more than likely false depending on who it is.
Vote JB. He keeps a lot of eye drops at home.
That's not true, but I could buy some.
But you could.
I could. Yes, yeah. You're right. I mean, there's a lot of things you could say I do on there. I mean, and it'll work. Be like, vote for JB. He has 2 ink pens.
That's what I'm
very
saying.
True. Also, that is true. I have 2.
Hey, a lot of politicians run on this. They're like, vote blah blah because they're for your community,
right? Or I can go the entire opposite way. I can go entirely the opposite way. So like give me a name. Like who would be my opponent?
Jeff Merkling.
Okay, we're just gonna say Jeff. Vote for JB. Jeff fucks cats.
Ooh, I like that.
I mean, just go the opposite way. Like, why try to keep making myself look better?
Yeah.
When I can make everybody else look worse.
Vote JB. Jeff digests his corn.
There we go.
Huh? Can you trust a man that doesn't shit out whole corn kernels?
Maybe Jeff was probably the wrong name to use.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Jeff. I apologize.
Right. We'll say other Jeff.
Yeah.
Vote JB. Other Jeff sticks his fingers in his butthole.
Ooh.
You're not even going to shake that guy's hand.
Yeah.
I mean, boom, I win.
Vote JB. other Jeff enjoys poison ivy
on his dick.
There's a little bit of a ... there. He enjoys poison ivy ... on his dick. And then we can put a little addendum. Like I'll print out more signs, and so right next to that sign I'll put "and his butthole."
Right. Or
yeah.
Or here's the big one. Vote for JB. Other Jeff is the first person to want to take your kids in the woods.
Ooh, yes. Man, we are nailing it tonight, dude.
I mean, not kids though. Other Jeff is.
All right, dude. I have to say something. Coming back around. All right, here we go. Vote JB. No, pull that back up. I want to read it. Vote JB. Jeff has poison ivy on his dick. ... and his asshole.
There we go.
So, hey, something I want to say about this episode. John Savage.
Yes.
Weirdly, he was one of my favorite parts of this episode. I thought he did a really good job of being just like neurotic, but in a scared way. Like
as Benny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait, do I have the wrong guy? Isn't
Benny's the one with the cast on his leg? No, it's not.
He's the younger brother, right?
Yes.
I thought he actually did a really good job of looking scared and neurotic pretty much until the end of the episode, where Anthony Zerbe, Arnie Grunwald, Overseer Grunwald, was like, "What are you gonna do when they try to get in contact with Grunwald?" And Benny was like, "Well, I'm Grunwald, so I guess they'll just talk to me," or said something like that,
Well, yeah. I mean, I could definitely see that, and there was that other side of Benny as well too, where it's like his compassion for the blind people too.
Right.
So you got them trying to take advantage of them, and him basically even turning that down and stuff. I mean, his character is definitely hands down, as far as this episode goes, the best character in this episode,
because he had an hero arc.
Well, yeah, he had the hero arc, but he wasn't entirely unlikable. Like, you can't say that Arnie or Overseer Grunwald was a great character in this episode, because then you're kind of saying like, oh, it's okay to take advantage of this woman and try to rape her. And, because I mean, there was definitely some suggestive shit there too. So like, you can't really even say anything about him. And then, no offense to everybody else in this episode, but like, other than Terry Polo's character of Sheila, none of the other blind people really had much of shit going on with it. You get Isaac Hayes, who, another weird thing about this episode, scared of fucking marbles. I didn't realize that blind people had a problem with marbles before.
Blind people have problems with all kinds of stuff, by the way. I mean,
yeah, but marbles?
Well, okay, let's list them off. Marbles.
Okay.
Dogs that are off the leash.
Yes.
Uneven curbs.
Yes.
Bath mats.
Yes.
Holes in the ground.
Okay.
Cross traffic.
Okay.
The Grand Canyon.
Okay. I can see that one.
Blind people have lots of nemesis.
Yeah, but would marbles be on the same list as the Grand Canyon?
It depends where the marbles are. Are they right in front of the entrance to the Grand Canyon?
I mean, they probably could be.
Is there an open sewer right after the marbles?
I don't know. I mean,
you get what I'm saying? Like, they're blind. They don't know where the fuck they're going.
Right. No, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, at all. I will say I'm looking up things about blind people and marbles, and I'm not seeing a lot going on. Just doing a quick Google search. Marbles killed blind kids' parents. I mean, that might be it. Because like we see him throw the marbles on the floor, right? But we don't see anything happen.
It's true. It's true. You never actually see somebody slip and fall.
No, you don't see anything. And like, as a kid that grew up in an age where you could play marbles or fucking pogs.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I've stepped on marbles before, and you know what happens? Or better yet, you know what doesn't happen?
You don't slip and fall?
No, it just fucking hurts. Like, it's kind of like, it's still better than stepping on a fucking Lego.
Dude, I was about to ask you, imagine yourself as a blind person, which would be worse, a whole hallway full of marbles or a whole hallway full of Legos?
Dude, even if I can fucking see, a hallway full of Legos is the worst.
I agree. I agree.
Mean, Legos are way worse.
Whoever decided that they were going to make clear Legos, there's a special place in hell. There's a special place in hell for them.
Oh, yeah. And it's probably with other Jeff.
Oh, guaranteed. Not the Jeff that's here. We love this Jeff.
Yes,
it's the other Jeff.
Yes.
Vote JB. Other Jeff puts clear Legos in his carpet.
Right. Vote JB. When he doesn't know, he Googles it. Motherfucker. I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, man, maybe there's like a weird connection there with blind people and marbles. Because even at the end, he's like, you get that comeuppance of him trying to, because like, it's like, I guess like it's in a fucked up way, them using the marbles as like the Chekhov's gun. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, because Overseer Grinwald, the thing there at the end that took him, like, sure, they cut the lights out, but before they cut the lights out and let the dog out, you got him in the hallway with all the razor blades, and he throws the marbles in there with them too. So
it was pointless.
Which part?
Him throwing the marbles in. I mean, I remember Isaac Hayes, he was smiling and he was like, ha, here's some marbles. But nothing ever happened of that.
Bo JB, other Jeff makes clear Legos just to fuck you up.
That's perfect. Throw that on a billboard. I will vote for you if you throw that on a billboard.
I mean, I'm gonna have to raise some funds for a billboard. So I mean, why do I have this weird feeling that if I'm gonna raise funds for anything and it's a billboard, and especially a fucking ridiculous one, that I'd probably get enough donations pretty quickly.
I think so. People are desperate right now.
I mean, I really like the idea though of this being the slogan on it.
Other Jeff fucks kids, period.
Right? I don't know if you're allowed to put swear words on a slogan, or not a slogan, but like a billboard.
Vote JB. Other Jeff's real name is Peter File.
I like that. You won't torture blind folks with marbles. It makes it sound like everybody else is torturing blind people with marbles.
We don't know what's happening in Guantanamo.
No, you're right. In fact, to all the listeners out there, if you know somebody who is blind, please. Oh man, I was gonna say,
please throw a bag of marbles in front of them and see if they slip and fall.
Yeah, see what happens.
It's an experiment.
I almost like with this experiment, it can go one of two ways. They're gonna slip and fall, or they're going to see it mentally, kind of like a Daredevil moment, and get really scared because they're naturally scared of marbles. Because there's definitely a connection there. I think they're going to be naturally scared of the marbles.
It's their only natural predator.
Well, yeah. I mean, they don't go swimming, so you got sharks gone. So if sharks can't be there to kill the blind, it has to be marbles. There's no other option.
Really not. I mean, well, no. I mean, Legos are in there, but this is 1994. They didn't really have the Legos. I mean, they had Legos, but they weren't thinking about.
They were really expensive back then. They were fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
Not every household had Legos like they do these days.
I'm telling you, if the U.S. currency was backed by Legos, we would be fine. Like we wouldn't be in an economic free fall.
But instead, they chose marbles, which blind people are scared of. Hence, why the currency issues that we have these days and the inflation is the way it is.
Unbelievable. You literally could run on that platform.
I
make blind people afraid of Legos again.
Make blind people afraid of Legos again, right? Fucking marbles have finally fucking ruined everything.
Yes, dude. And conversely, you could have a hat that says socks won't help.
That's true. They don't help at all. He understands
JB. He understands the natural fear the blind have of marbles.
I mean, I don't even know if it's like a real thing. I mean, on Google, there's nothing that pops up. I will say though, there is an article I found that says what things can scare a blind person. So, I mean, if you want to understand some things that can scare a blind person, I can tell you.
Let's hear them. List them off.
Okay, all right. Oh. This person says it's a assassin from a science fiction novel, and they go on a bunch of that was fucking stupid.
That's stupid. You might as well say like gender identity.
All right, here we go.
There's blind people.
Shin bashing furniture.
I mean, that scares me. So why wouldn't it scare blind people, right?
Right. No, I mean it's right. There's a lot of people out here that are really offended by this because this is like one of those things where people are answering the questions,
and
they're talking about how phobias that are common to all blind people, which I don't think it's about phobia, as much as it's like what can actually scare them.
Something that blind people aren't afraid of? The dark.
That is true. I would say that they were probably scared of. They have to be scared of bills because they don't know what they are.
Vote JB because blind people aren't afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
It turns the tables. It makes blind people into like the bad guy.
It does.
Vote JB because blind people aren't afraid of the dark. Now you have all these people that are like, "Ooh, I'm afraid of the dark."
Yeah,
blind people aren't afraid of the dark.
No, I mean you're not wrong.
They're not afraid of the dark. What?
No, you're definitely right. I mean, I'm trying to think of some other things that they'd be scared of.
Flip-flops.
Flip-flops? I mean, probably.
Ooh, moon boots.
Oh, yeah, moon boots really fuck with them, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pogo sticks. Blind people sure as fuck should be afraid of pogo sticks.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely not. You're not wrong.
Yeah. Oh, I have another one for you. Blind people are afraid of shoulder-launched surface-to-air missiles because they can't see them coming.
Yeah. No, you're definitely not wrong there.
It's very relevant, by the way. Look at everything that's happening in Ukraine. That's very relevant to the time.
No, yeah. I mean, I can see that. I would assuming like, man, I'm trying to think of things that would like legitimately scare a blind person that you can't see. I mean,
literally anyone
like
standing
walls?
around the corner, a quiet person.
They'd be afraid of knee scooters.
Jeff, you just got off of my shit list, and then you do stuff like that. Jeff, come on, man. I'm trying to be civil here. Unbelievable. Bringing up my knee scooter. I actually went I did a full diatribe. Like I told the full story about the knee scooter on my podcast, The Horsepower Hour.
Right.
My co-host, Coy.
Yeah.
Wheezing, laughing. Could not stop. And then after we recorded it, I had my wife listen to that particular segment since she experienced it herself. On the floor wheezing. Could not stop laughing. And I was just like, really, is there anyone in my life that I love that thinks that this is a tragedy? Like feels bad for me falling on this knee scooter and just like ruining it, like fucking crushing it underneath of my mammoth weight. But no, everyone thinks it's funny. Even Jeff. Unbelievable, Jeff.
I mean,
yes. Mouth hug, Jeff. Give me a mouth hug.
Mouth hugs. There you go. I mean, it's definitely able to fix things.
Can I get an open mouth hug?
That's up to Jeff. I mean, I'm assuming that's a yes.
Oh, speaking of my own podcast, I just got a comment.
Oh yeah, what'd you get?
It says only for fans over 18 year. Alles share Chacon Abra Zusman die Numera 10-1 with a link to their fake porn site.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat that.
We've got lots of fans out there, baby. Lots of fans. As a matter of fact, some might say that we have OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. I mean, that makes sense. I think that I'm probably going to end up having to, as open as you want it to be, bro. Told you. That could probably help me with this billboard thing if I had an OnlyFans account, which I don't really know what I'd put on there yet. But I mean, probably pretty cool shit.
Listen, if you had an OnlyFans, I would subscribe instantly, first of all. Second of all, even if you didn't put any sexy bits on it, I still would sub. 1000% I would sub. Just to see, you know what your OnlyFans would be comprised of? It would be you
trying to figure out.
It would be you shirtless, steaming, like steam's pouring off of your body as you're like smacking the slag coming down the conveyor belt, because the slag is so hot that it's warming you up, but it's cold outside. And so you have like this cold sweat perspiration and it's just steaming off of you. Pure sex, dude. Pure sex. I would download that every day of the week.
Right. I mean, those pictures would be very hard to get because you do not want to bring your phone around. What
really?
Well, I mean, like 1 minute you're fucking doing something like that, the next minute you are underneath a fucking conveyor, the next minute you have to go 50 feet up and fix a fucking bearing. I mean, there's a lot. So I mean, it's fucking Andy. Would you ask me? I definitely you would do that. Damn it.
So let me ask you this, dude. Have you done any welding in your new position?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
What are you working on?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like, are you fixing the, conveyor system?
It just depends on what it is. Like you have skirts that go across things that need to be welded at times. The last thing I welded, I mean, I'll be 100% honest. We got a new radio in our little area that I was at, and I thought I could hear it better if it was on a table. So when I had a break, I spent about 20 minutes. I cut some legs at an angle and welded it together and made a fucking table and threw it up there.
That's what's going on in your OnlyFans.
Right. Me just little things.
Yeah, stuff like that, dude. People will pay to see that.
Right. I mean, it's not a horrible thing. Jeff, I figured he'd be in Daisy Dukes in a mesh half tank top just sweating around the hot metal. You know what? I mean, if that's what you want, Jeff, I mean, you can find the Daisy Dukes in a half mesh tank top. I will not wear it to work because I can't wear that.
Looking like Derek Zoolander.
Well, I mean, you to be fair, you have to have high visibility clothing.
Oh, so it'd be an orange mesh top.
It has to be FR. But but I would wear that around the house sweating, and I'll just turn the air conditioning off for you.
I could see you doing a little flash dance. Huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It looks sexy.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'll do is I'll give you pictures of me working on the stuff I work on in my garage.
Yeah.
Which isn't a lot. I don't get a lot of free time these days. But like, I mean, like say Jeff was able to overnight me the Daisy Dukes in a mesh half tank top. I'll get some pictures of me like, like tomorrow morning I'm gonna do a little bit of cooking in my smoker. So do a little photo shoot of me putting some meat in the smoker and then be like, vote for JB. He smokes his meat.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
There we go. Yeah. I think that would work.
Just in case anybody's wondering, JB just got the most kick-ass smoker.
So thanks to you. You showed me like what to get.
Well, I'm happy to do it, but I'm happy that you got that one because that seems like a real. I mean,
that motherfucker's big.
Man,
no fucking person, no single person needs a smoker that can hold that much food, dude. You realize that I could fit like 14 racks of ribs in that bitch?
I know. It's dude.
There's
it's a
4
refrigerator.
people in my house.
It's a refrigerator.
There's no need for that.
I know. But listen, here's what it boils down to. If it lasts the rest of your life and it runs great, thank me. If it breaks in 2 years and you're like, what a colossal waste of money, don't blame me.
That's fair. That is fair. I mean, it is a really, really nice fucking smoker.
Well, but it's politician 101. If something's working well, praise me. If it's not working well, blame yourself.
That's fair. Bent over ass to the camera, looking back with a finger to your lips like, oh, I'm naughtily smoking my meat. Yeah, that's kind of like exactly what I was thinking.
Just make sure that you have that poison ivy rash around your brown ring.
Oh, yeah. God damn it, Andy. But you're not wrong. That's for sure. You're not wrong.
Hey, let's wrap this up, man. It's been 2.5 hours.
You were right. I mean, I did tell you beforehand, though. It's like, you know what? I don't have to work. I got a holiday weekend. Don't have to worry about shit. We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
And we did. We did. We got to talk about a fun Tales from the Crypt episode for about 25 minutes. For 2 hours. Work on my running campaign and I got a feeling this is going to probably get out of control, guys.
Oh, yeah. If I have anything to say about it, it's going to run out of control.
I mean, I only need at least one of my racks in my smoker to feed a whole cast of little people. I mean, this smoker is big enough where I could smoke 2 little people in there. That's oh god.
Warwick Davis is going to come over and be like, "What's that smoker for?" You motherfucker.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, that would be like the like who would you say is like the biggest actor of our generation?
As far as little people go?
No, just regular people.
I don't know. Man.
I would argue whoever that is the equivalent of Warwick Davis for little people.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I would give you that. Yeah.
Like
Warwick Davis has been around for fucking decades.
Right. Don't get me wrong. Like, we got Peter Dinklage now, but like, he's no Warwick. Like, sure, he's a good actor, but he's like Warwick is he's proven himself.
Yeah. Warwick's been around since the 70s.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, and we're going to get more of him too with that fucking Willow. Oh, I am so excited for that. And
the fact that they didn't run him in the new Lord of the Wings, holy shit. New Lord of the Rings. Warwick Davis should have had a spot in the new Lord of the Rings, 100%. Jeff says Crispin Glover. We're talking about biggest actors, not the most psychotic actors.
Yeah, I would say
Crispin Glover and Ezra Miller are like in a race.
Yeah, I can see that. But I'm like, we're going back to our biggest actors. I mean, it would have to be somebody like Tom Hanks or Michael Keaton.
I don't know about Michael Keaton. Tom Hanks, I can give you that one. I'm still going to go Johnny Depp because, man, he's been in fucking everything. I'm not saying
you do
the greatest.
You know what? I mean,
Brad Pitt.
We're talking our generation, first off. Brad Pitt's I don't know about you. He's probably a little bit before my generation, technically. It would it would be Leo DiCaprio for us.
You know what?
I mean,
DiCaprio, that's yeah.
I mean, just throwing it out there. I mean, I'd argue it, and I think I would have a good, solid platform with that one.
What about female, like actress?
Female actress of our generation? I'm gonna also go with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay, that's funny, but I'm gonna throw this one out there. Mila Jovovich.
Oh God.
She's had some real stinkers. Okay, I'm
No,
not gonna
there's
claim that all of
there's
the
not.
Resident Evil movies are good. I'm just saying, but
They
dude,
are because you
she's
get to see
been
her.
Hmm?
They are because you get to see her.
Well, yeah, fair enough. I'm just saying, like,
Fifth Element. I
pure
mean, I could
volume.
just watch that just for her every fucking day.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I'm in on her. Yes.
I feel like that's a pretty close one. I would almost say like Scarlett Johansson's probably in there too.
No, not in comparison. There's no comparison there.
You don't think so?
Like, what does Scarlett Johansson have? I mean, like, she
Well,
doesn't have the fucking acting chops to go fucking toe to toe with Mila Jovovich.
but she's been in a ton of shit. I'm not talking about acting chops. I'm just talking about, the
Yeah,
top.
but I mean, like, at least when we were talking about actors, I mean, Leo is a legitimately good actor. Like,
Yes.
like Scarlett Johansson, yeah, she's been in a ton of shit.
And so's Johnny Depp.
Yeah, but I mean, like Johnny Depp, he could play characters. I mean, he does a good job with that.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson doesn't really. I don't feel like she's a great actress as much as people just like to look at her.
Okay. You know what? Honestly, as sexist as that is, I think that's fair.
I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? Like sure, she's in a bunch of stuff, but I just don't think she's that great.
I'm literally just saying that so that people can clip that out and slander you in your political campaign. That's the only reason why I bring that up. I don't give a shit about sexism. The only reason why I'm bringing that up is because you've got too strong of a political campaign. We need to throw something in there where you have to be able to walk it back.
That's fair. That's fair.
How exactly are you going to walk that back in your political campaign? Like a blue-haired feminist just heard you say,
easy. Vote for JB. I'll let women vote for me.
Done. You're the winner. Done.
Like you try to take me a step back, bitch. I'll go 2 steps back. I can figure this out.
Vote for JB. He's never total a knee scooter.
Right? I mean, there's a ton of things to go with there.
Oh my goodness, that's so fucking funny.
Jeff says, looks aside, I actually think Scarlett is a really solid actor. Just my bad. That's fine. I mean, I'm sure she has, she does have things where she's done fairly well in, but I'm not, at the moment we're talking about Mila Jovovich. I mean, to me personally, there's no fucking comparison between the two. I mean, Scarlett Johansson to Mila Jovovich is kind of like comparing Led Zeppelin to Milli Vanilli. I mean, it's there's just not there's no real comparison. I mean,
what about Sandra Bullock? She's been a lot of stuff, dude.
Yeah, but of our generation, I don't think she's.
I mean, look at
old.
Well, but hang on a second. Look at like when she started out. I mean, we're talking about like Speed,
Yeah. All right. Fine. You got that. She was also good in like stuff like Gravity. But all right, let's see. Miss Congeniality, shit movie.
I just watched that for the first time. My wife wanted to watch it, and so
really?
I watched it for the first time here a while back. The acting's terrible, but
it's actually was atrocious.
I thought the movie was funny. What about The Proposal with Ryan Reynolds?
I never saw that.
That's actually a pretty good movie. You literally should just watch it for Ryan Reynolds.
What about Speed 2? Horrible.
Yeah,
Horrible.
that was dog shit. What was the Sandra Bullock also did a movie where she was a computer expert, but it was in the early 90s. And movies with computers never age well because
No,
technology
no,
moves way
no.
too fast.
Oh my god, there's so many things she did in the 90s that were horrible too. Because there's that Love Potion #9.
Well, and like
she was in Demolition Man too, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was in Demolition Man.
Yeah.
She had that Charmed movie or whatever it was.
Practical Magic.
Practical Magic. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, she did that.
She was way too sexy in that movie. Like that was supposed to be. I don't know what her character was supposed to be, but she was way too fucking sexy in that movie.
Right. I mean, I just looked up her IMDb. She only has 59 actressing credits. I mean, like, I don't even think you can put her in the same boat as some of these other people with just as few credits as that is. Because if you're going to compare her to that, like you got Salma Hayek. So,
Sure.
like, I mean, how many things is she? 85 fucking credits there. I
and
mean,
Cameron
and
Diaz.
then you're talking about good movies too, like Dogma.
Yeah.
So, and Jeff says The Net.
The Net, that was the one. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Going back to male actors. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
All right, with him, he's one of those that to me is like kind of a little weird personally, and Rob says that too. I only like him in Third Rock from the Sun.
Really?
Yeah.
So you didn't like him in shit, what was that? I cannot believe I'm spacing the name on it. Inception. You didn't like him in Inception?
I mean, it wasn't bad, but I mean it. All right, here, let me rephrase that. Nothing that he has done has come close to being as good as he was on Third Rock from the Sun.
Okay. Switching gears.
That's what I will say. Like, and don't get me wrong, he's done a bunch of shit, but just like that, it's a bunch of shit. So what you got, like Looper? He did Looper.
Mm-hmm.
That was okay. I mean, but on the other end, he did stuff like, he's in the new Pinocchio movie. I mean, come on, they haven't made a good Pinocchio movie since Pinocchio's Revenge.
But Tom Hanks is in that movie. It's obviously going to be trash. Obviously, there's no doubt about it.
Right, that's fair. Also, well, it's mostly because Tom Hanks is an asshole.
And his name showed up on the Epstein flight logs way too many times.
Well, I was mine was more of a joke there.
Okay.
And you sent me something recently, I believe, and it was from one of my favorite TV shows of all time.
What was that?
The Whitest Kids You Know.
Oh yeah. The slow jerk.
Yes. Now,
yes,
the leader of that group, his name is Trevor Moore. He recently died a little while back. But he has a few comedy CDs out. One of which has one of my favorite songs of all time called Tom Hanks is an Asshole. And I guess the best way to probably I guess there's really only one way to do it, right? I mean, if you're going to talk about a song, you kind of have to play it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, get ready, guys. If you're not watching this now, this video is probably going to get taken down.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I mean, I have no fucking problem fucking playing shit. Okay. All right. Let me know if you can hear it.
Yep, I hear it.
You're welcome.
In 1994, Tom Hanks once pretended to be mentally handicapped for 6 straight weeks. even filmed it and then submitted it to the Academy Awards. And after he won an Oscar, he called the Down syndromed actor who played Corky on the TV show Life Goes On and said, "Now who's retarded?" And he said, "You are," and he hung up on him. Tom Hanks is an asshole.
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 Tom Hanks is an asshole. Tom Hanks is an asshole. Tom Hanks' manager sent him a script for a movie about a lawyer who got fired from his prestigious law firm in Philadelphia because they found out he had AIDS. Tom Hanks read the script over the weekend and called his manager first thing Monday morning, telling them that he'd do the film. Because it was the funniest thing he'd ever read. Tom Hanks is an asshole. Tom Hanks is an asshole.
You think that's bad, dude? Wait,
Tom
it's so much worse.
Is an asshole.
Tom Hanks is an asshole.
Tom Hanks is an asshole. Tom Hanks is an asshole. Tom Hanks is an asshole.
Tom Hanks is an asshole.
In 2005, an intern of one of Tom Hanks' agents made fun of him at a Hollywood party. Tom Hanks found out and threatened to leave the agency and go somewhere else. The intern was fired and his agents begged Tom to stay. Tom said that it wasn't enough and he didn't feel that he could trust them anymore. His agents pleaded with him, asking what they would have to do to prove they were still loyal. He said, "Kill Heath Ledger." Tom Hanks is an asshole. Tom Hanks is an asshole. Tom Hanks.
So there you go.
Dude, how have I never heard that before?
Check out the rest of his stuff, dude, because I'm telling you, that guy is amazing.
Dude, he's like Bo Burnham before Bo Burnham. That's so fucking funny. Holy shit.
You don't see any of that coming. But I mean,
didn't see any of it coming, dude. Any of it.
He covers multiple genres. He does everything from, like, he has a country song about getting fucked up on mouthwash because it's too late to buy beer. You know, like if you go back to his show with the whitest kids you know, there's one of my favorite songs in there called "Get a New Daddy," and it's about, like, you know, there's like a scene where he's like, you know, take naked Polaroids of yourself and leave them in a sock drawer. You know, let him get caught, basically. So
oh my goodness!
Get your dad taken away. You get a new one.
Holy shit!
Like this, yeah. He's a fucking amazing guy.
Jeff, if you're still in the comments, please have a slogan made for us with that. Wow. Vote JB. He won't take naked photos of himself and plant them on you. I don't even know. Jeff, help me out with that one.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, there's
okay,
welcome.
Listen, we
You're
have
welcome.
a serious conversation to get back to.
Yes, we do.
Actors.
Yes.
So, Brad Pitt, you were kind of on the fence about, right?
Yeah, I think he's a little bit older than my generation, personally.
You feel like Tom Cruise is going to be the same way then?
I think Tom Cruise is a fucking piece of shit.
Also, yes. However, doesn't he, just by virtue of how many movies he's been in, kind of deserve to be on the list, or no?
Oh yeah, well, I'd say, like, yeah, he's been in a lot of movies. Yes, there's no arguing that. But, like, there's not a lot of movies that he's done personally that I can say that I care about.
Okay.
Like, Interview with the Vampire. He was in that.
Top Gun, very homoerotic.
That.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest. Like, yeah, I grew up doing a lot of, like, action movies and stuff like that. But, like, I never really, like, after, you know, growing up, I quit really watching a lot of those. And it's hard for me to get into a lot of it. And with Tom Cruise, it's like, You know, what stuff do you got? Like, yeah, he's done that. Let's see. How about when he was in The Last Samurai as the white
Mm,
samurai?
yeah, that's
All right, Mission Impossible. I mean, come on, they've made way too fucking many of that shit.
Mission Impossible. They keep it fairly interesting though. I think Mission Impossible is doing better than Fast and the Furious.
Really? I mean, I don't care about Fast and Furious either, to be fair.
Hey, the first Fast and the Furious. Well, I have mixed feelings about the first Fast and the Furious because
Did you know Tom Cruise only has 50 credits too?
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a lot for somebody. I mean, there's a lot of like, what The Outsiders is on here, shit like that. Like, he's done a lot of big things. There's no arguing that. He just hasn't done a lot of things that I personally give a fuck about.
It's
War of the
hard.
Worlds is probably one of them. Yeah, he was in Austin Powers. I forgot about that.
It's a little hard because, like, with that argument, you could say that Nicolas Cage was one of the most influential actors.
Yeah, but I mean, I did a whole episode on just how much I didn't give a fuck about Nicolas Cage too, and kind of hoped that the scene from his Wicker Man remake with the bees would really fucking happen to him.
But he has a lot of credits to his name.
Bo JB, he'll only take naked pics of himself when the situation calls for it.
Jeff, that's
dude, that is probably fair.
Oh, that's so perfect.
Iron Eagle is better than Top Gun.
Iron Eagle. Ooh, Louis Gossett Jr. was in that. Oh, it's a great movie. Good movie. Iron Eagle. Okay, so Keanu Reeves, where do you fall on that one?
Keanu Reeves. I fall weird on that one. Like,
Middle of the road?
Well, no. I definitely on the higher end. He's done enough projects where I'd say he's definitely bigger than Tom Cruise.
Interesting.
Like by quite a bit. Has he done as many big movies? Probably not. But like, you got Bram Stoker's Dracula. Bill and Ted movies, the Bill and Ted cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
So, you also get a little bit of a crossover there because, kid stuff sells better than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
You get like all the Matrix shit. So, I mean, you got that. One of my favorite Keanu Reeves performances, and I really wish they would actually do more with it, is Constantine. I thought that was way better than it had any fucking right to be.
That was a great movie. Shockingly good.
Oh, way better than you would have ever thought.
Did you now? Let me ask you this: did you ever? This is weird coming from me. I didn't realize that movie had a post-credit scene until like 3 years ago because I was watching it back through again, and I was just letting it run because it was sort of like I'd seen it so many times that I was letting it run like background noise. And when the movie was over, I was still washing dishes or something, and then the post-credit scene came on where Shia LaBeouf becomes an angel.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was in the movie when I first saw it because it came out in 2005,
I believe. I think
5, 6, 7. It was somewhere
something like that. I think it was 2005 though.
But
yeah, 2005.
I've seen that movie probably 10 times, and I only found out about the post-credit scene on like my 7th viewing because I was using it as background noise.
Huh. Well,
I never sat through the whole thing.
I think he did great. I will say it's kind of cool that he's actually kind of jumping more into some of these kids things because, like, and going to get somebody like talking about Tom Cruise. I mean, you're talking like some of these kids movies are going to outperform any fucking Tom Cruise movies.
Right.
So like you got him on Toy Story 4, SpongeBob movie, the DC League of Super Pets. I mean, that's fucking insane. Those are some pretty fucking huge titles to be a part of.
Yeah.
And, he's done a lot more just in general. He has his John Wick series, which is not really for me. I understand the fucking draw, though. I get it. But, I think he's better. That's for sure.
Okay. So he's above
He was
Tom
in Point
Cruise.
Break, too. I forgot about that. Point Break.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. I mean, Point Break. I mean, that's classic Keanu right there.
Oh,
And it's weird. Here's the thing, like Bill and Ted is classic Keanu.
Oh yeah.
Point Break, classic Keanu.
Yeah.
Matrix, classic Keanu. John Wick, classic Keanu. Speed, classic Keanu. I feel like virtually any movie that he's in, he doesn't have a lot of range in who he is. I mean, he's sort of like
Oh, I
he's
forgot
sort of
he's
like
in the
John
Neon
Lithgow.
Demon too.
We sort of like John Lithgow in that way. Like when you have a John Lithgow movie, that's who he is. Christopher Walken.
No. Did you ever see that Dexter season with him?
No.
Yeah, watch that first. I thought the same thing until I saw him in Dexter, and it's like that dude can play that fucking creepy killer role way better than anybody has the fucking right to be. And I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I'm gonna have to go and look that up now. I didn't even know he did Dexter.
Yeah, he did. I think it's like the 3rd or 4th season. But
So
yeah.
where would you put Keanu in your power rankings as far as like top actors for our generation?
For our generation, I mean, he'd be pretty high up there, but I mean, he'd still have to be underneath, people like Leo. I mean, he's not in as big of a demand as somebody like that, but I mean, he'd still be up there. I mean, he'd still be top 10, I'd say.
Okay. So
but we got a lot of young people too that are fucking making comebacks.
They are, but they're not iconic. I mean, they're just the actor, and you're like, oh, I've seen them and stuff. It's sort of like,
just like I said.
Oh yeah, John Lithgow. Yeah, can disappear into a character. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He's not really of our generation. He's earlier than that.
Oh yeah. He's a way better actor than he has any right to be. Fucking Harry and the Hendersons. Come on.
Yeah, right.
I mean, one of the greatest films of all time. I'm pretty sure that won like 14 Academy Awards.
What? Really? Or are you making shit?
I just made that up.
Sorry, you caught me totally. Because Harry and the Hendersons is Harry and the Hendersons is like classic my childhood, and so when you said that, it caught me off guard. I was like, wait, what?
I don't think it won any awards.
Vote JB. He's not lying. He's being sarcastic. All right, hey, I'm gonna throw a real monkey into this wrench. Okay.
Oh, a real one?
A real one. When we're talking about, so I'm looking at this list of the top 40 top grossing actors in Hollywood.
Okay.
Daniel Radcliffe is on that list.
Yeah, I will say I've recently saw a trailer for him for the Weird Al movie.
Dude, oh my gosh, I'm so conflicted about that.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, I will say, like, sure, he had his fame with Harry Potter, and it's hard to say anything bad about that, but Horns was a really fucking good movie.
Guns Akimbo. I mean, I know that it was just like a stupid, like not supposed to be taken seriously, but I enjoyed that movie. I thought it was great, and I thought he did a great job with it.
I mean, he's done a very good job with basically almost everything that he's done.
But that's my argument with Joseph Gordon-Levitt too. I know that you said Third Rock from the Sun's the best thing he ever did, but like when I look at his movies, I think he's pretty fucking good in a lot of the stuff he does.
Well, I'm like some of the things he's done, yeah, but I mean, there's just a lot of it where it's just not for me either. I mean,
okay, that's fair. That's fine. I totally get that. And there are some people on this list that I don't really think deserve to be there. I mean, Ralph Fiennes, he's fine, but Harry Potter, that's basically his claim to fame.
You just look up like a top 20 artist or actor.
I'm just looking at the IMDb highest grossing actors of all time. Andy Serkis is on there.
I think Andy Serkis is probably one of the most underrated on there.
I
of all time, right?
I agree, but at the same time, I think the only reason why he's on this list is because of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies.
I mean, that alone should definitely have a big thing to do with it. But I mean, you're also forgetting the Planet of the Apes, Batman. I mean, you're talking some
The Majestic. He was good in that too.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a. Yeah, man, that's That's all. That guy's he's done some of the hugest franchises in the world.
You're right. You're right. And so it earns him a spot as a top earner, but I don't think he has as many movie credits to his name as some of these other people.
I think he has more than you realize, dude.
Does he?
111.
Fuck me. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
totally wrong.
Because he's in Black Panther. He's in that the Star Wars. He's the voice of Snoke. I mean, he's a humongous voice actor, and I think that's where a lot of people like forget about him. He's in some of the Avengers movies. God damn, he's in so much shit, dude. It's hard to fucking just, he does the voice of or not the voice, but the he does the King Kong and King Kong. Because he does all the fucking motion shit too.
And
You
he
know what I
voiced
mean?
the Adventures of Tintin the whole time that ran on
Uh-huh.
TV. Wow. Okay.
With Lord of the Rings, he wasn't just Gollum; he was also the Witch King. So I mean, he plays multiple characters in like every fucking thing that he does because it's like a lot of those voice things that he does too. I mean, the dude's, you know, honestly, I think he's very underrated, and even though he hasn't done as much, big things as some other people, he's been he's been part of The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, The Planet of the Apes, King Kong, Batman, as well as what like Star Wars and like the um Marvel movies and stuff. So I mean, it's hard to argue anything with that. You also got to keep in mind too that he's also voiced some of the bigger video games too. Like he did stuff in Warhammer 40,000. He's in the he has stuff for Squadron 42 coming out too. So I mean, the guy's he's definitely bigger than I would say most of these other people are.
You know what? You're right. I stand corrected. He might actually land on the top of our list when it comes to most influential actors of our lifetimes.
I just think like because like sure you get your Tom Cruise and your stuff like that, but fucking Tom Cruise ain't in Star Wars. Tom Cruise didn't make it a plan. I mean, like Andy Serkis has fucking hit almost every huge franchise. So like that's that's my argument for him. And I'd put him above so many fucking people too.
Would you put him over like Will Smith?
Yeah, I mean Will Smith did Wild Wild West. He ruined his entire chance for me to even think he should be alive. So
that was such a bad movie.
I mean, I've never been able to watch a Will Smith movie since and been to the point where I think it's okay.
Dude, it's the funniest thing. So
I hate that guy now because of that.
I know that you don't partake in cannabis anymore, but
No.
when you're watching a movie and you're high, but you still can't get into the movie, that's when you know it's a bad movie.
Yes, I mean that's definitely a good sign.
Here,
As I've grown older, I've noticed that a big thing that's going to make sure that you can't get into a movie is when you're watching the opening credits and Will Smith's name appears. So, I mean,
all right, now we know where you land. Okay.
You're right. Vote JV. He understands the greatness of Andy Serkis. I probably talked about that way more than I should have.
No, dude. Hey, you totally put me in my place. You totally, because I was like, I wasn't even thinking about all the other shit that he was doing. I was like, he was in The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and whatever. No, you're 100% right. Like now that I look at his filmography, he's been in fucking everything. Anything.
That's just his acting. I mean, the dude's done some producing, some directing. I mean, it just is what it is. Like, all right. For instance, this is probably, and not a lot of people talk about this, but have you ever, or do you have Netflix?
I do not, but I have.
Have you had it in the last 5 years?
I have, yeah.
All right. Did you ever get a chance to watch the 2017 movie? It's a Netflix movie called The Ritual.
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, probably top 10 original horror movies that Netflix put out.
Really?
I mean, I would highly recommend that movie. Producer for that movie was Andy Serkis. I mean, that movie is phenomenal. Now, did you know that he also directed um Venom, the second one, as well as the new one coming out, and the what was that Mowgli, the Legend of the Jungle movie? He did all that. He's the
Oh,
one who
Jungle Book.
directed all that shit too.
The Jungle Book.
Yeah, the Jungle Book
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So he did all that directing as well. And then on top of all that stuff, I mean, motherfucker did soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude's fucking great.
Yeah. He's multi-talented, does anything he wants.
Oh yeah. I mean, as he should.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my personal opinion on it.
If Heath Ledger hadn't died, he'd probably be on this list too.
Do you think so?
I think so, because I thought Heath Ledger was really good. 10 Things I Hate About You, as campy and corny as it was, he was good in that movie. A Knight's Tale, he was good in that movie.
He was good in that. I give him that. But I mean, all right, let's see. Heath Ledger, 23 movies. Okay, or 23 credits. All right, his first one from 92, Clowning Around. Never saw it. Nobody did. Ship to Shore, TV series. He did 3 episodes. Over 3 episodes in a 2-year span. Clearly not doing great. Sweat. He played Snowy Bowels. Never heard of it. I don't think anybody else did.
No, I've never heard of it.
You ever hear of a movie called Black Rock that he did?
Yeah, that's familiar.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let me just go ahead and pop that up just so I can get an idea. Yeah, a young schoolgirl is raped and murdered. The mateship between a group of surfers. So surfer movie. So I already don't care. Home and Away. He did 10 episodes. Never saw that either. Paws. Never saw that. And it's Paws like Animal Paws.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like a really shitty fucking Air Bud type movie. So I'm already not sold. We got Roar. He played Connor in Roar, the TV series. I really, really hope that's like, oh God. That's like them fucking capitalizing off of the Hercules series in 97 and having Heath Ledger in it.
Yeah.
And obviously not as good because it's not fucking produced by Sam Raimi. All right, so you got Knight's Tale. He was good in that. Patriot. All right, I can't argue that was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Monsters Ball. All right, I get that one. So you got 3. The Order. The Order was actually better than it had any right to be.
Mm-hmm.
Lords of Dogtown. I mean, that one did okay. Brothers Grimm. Brokeback Mountain. Then you get like Dr. Knight, Candy, Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
That was a terrible movie. That was dog shit movie.
I mean, honestly, and I know this is a very unpopular opinion and it's probably going to piss people off, but I put Heath Ledger in the same boat as I put Brandon Lee, where it's like everybody has all this praise for them, but they never had enough time to show that they were worth a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like Brandon Lee. I mean, I don't get me wrong. His performance with The Crow was fucking amazing. There is no arguing that. But I mean, as far as like anything else, like, can you name something else that he was in?
No, I mean, he's a lot like Jim Varney in that.
Well, no, Jim Varney did a lot though.
He did a lot, but as Ernest, like when he first started to hit his stride, he got lung cancer and died.
All right, yeah, I get that, but I mean,
So for me, so here's where I'm going with that. Heath Ledger and Jim Varney, they're kind of on a similar level where if they hadn't died, I think they would have been on a rocket ship to the moon.
Well, I mean, first off, though, let's just go ahead and throw this in there. Jim Varney has more than double the IMDb credits as Heath Ledger.
Well, but is that including like his TV commercials and stuff?
No, that's his movies. Because you got to keep in mind, like Jim Varney did a lot of voices too. He did the Atlantis stuff, all the Toy Story stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He did Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, he was also in 3 Ninjas.
Well, of course. How could I forget?
But then you also got
He was
a lot
also
of his other
Ski
stuff.
Patrol.
Yes. Snowboard Academy.
Snowboard Cat. Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Roseanne. He did he did TV shows too. You know, you do get his Ernest movies, but keep in mind there's only 8 of those. We got Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, that was, you want to talk about movies that had no right to be as good as they were?
Yeah, that one was definitely one of them.
Dude, classic.
Fast Food, another good one.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Otto and the Riddle of the Gloom Boom, or the Gloom Beam. Another very fun one, a very fucking weird one, but a fun one. And you know, he did do a lot of early TV stuff, and I mean, but he stuck around with shows, you know, like Operation Petticoat. He did 33 fucking episodes. You know, shit like that. And this is all stuff pre-Ernest. So I would say he's a little bit at a higher spot than him.
Okay. So he's not exactly a Paul Walker, is he?
No. I mean, well, let's go ahead and check out Paul Walker's stuff too. I don't
something you're not going to find on his IMDb that he needs to be credited for is Tammy and the T-Rex.
That's fair.
It's literally the worst.
You know,
movie
something
ever
that is
seen.
probably not on here that he shouldn't be credited for is being a good driver.
Ouch.
Rob says, didn't he play a clown in that one comic book film that was moderately successful? Heath Ledger?
Probably.
I'm not sure if he did or not.
I have no idea.
He was in Brothers Grimm, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he did play a clown. Let's see. All right, here we are. Paul Walker. So you got all these Fast and Furious movies. When did Paul Walker die? 2013. They still had him in movies up 2015. I mean, 7 Fast and Furious movies. Oh my god, that's a lot of fucking bullshit to watch.
Oh, he was in She's All That.
What? I mean, I can.
Classic dude, Matthew Lillard, which is interesting because I actually looked Matthew Lillard up the other day because I haven't seen him in fucking anything in years.
Yeah,
he has fully transitioned to be a voice actor. He's still working. He's still doing shit.
Oh yeah, he does a lot of. Dude. I mean, I think his money from Scooby Doo is probably the most he's ever done with anything. And I actually, what was it? Motherfucker, 13 Ghosts.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
and
shit like
Starship
that.
Troopers.
Yeah. And all right, now going back to Paul Walker. I mean, after looking through his whole thing, and nothing bad about anything with him, and you know, I get people have different feelings on him, but I've only found one movie or one show, and he is credited for Tammy and the T-Rex, by the way.
Good,
but there is one thing on there that I actually really like. The rest I don't give a fuck about. He was in Pleasantville.
That's your one, huh?
That's my one. Yeah. I mean, going through it, I mean, yeah, 100%, that's my one.
So I have an interesting...
Well, he was on an episode of Conan. I do like Conan O'Brien.
Oh, fair enough. The Walker Texas Ranger handle.
Yes,
that's the most, like, that was the ultimate Conan bit. I loved that. I will say I do have some beef with Paul Walker, and it's because of the Fast and the Furious. So
I think we should take care of that beef.
I think let's go ahead and air it out.
I think we should. We're gonna go ahead and do a call out right now to Paul Walker. I mean, if you're watching and listening to this, I mean, we got some shit to say to you, man.
Yeah,
you've only done one good movie, and Andy has some beef too.
I know you're in hell right now, Paul, but I need you to no. He's listen. He liked to date underage girls, so I don't. In my own purview, I would like to think that didn't get him a ticket to heaven.
Did
he? Yeah.
Let me see real quick. I'm googling Paul Walker, a pedophile. And
I hope you're using a VPN.
Not seeing a lot of stuff on here with him being a pedophile specifically.
Okay. No, that's fine. He publicly dated 17.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. His private life was until his passing at 40. Her 23-year-old, blah, blah, blah. Pair were involved in a relationship over a 7-year period. Do a little math. 7 years ago, she was 16 when he was 33. Yeah, I mean, technically, he is a pedophile. He is a dead pedophile. So,
I'm not
vote
trying
for
to rain on.
JB. He calls out dead people for fucking children.
I'm not trying to be, a lot of people are like, "Oh, Paul
No,
Walker,
you're
he's
right.
God," but
He's a kid fucker too.
that's just the reality situation. He liked him young.
Right.
He's, go ahead and look at
Bad driver, and he liked to fuck children. He would be the first person raising his hand when you're like, "Oh, who wants to take the kids in the woods?"
That's what I'm
And
saying,
he's
man.
like, "I'm gonna rub the poison ivy on their dick."
Slow down, Leonardo DiCaprio. Slow down. I mean, hey, that's something you got to give to Leo. He at least waits until they're 18, 19. He just dumps them when they're 25.
Yeah, well, when you're Leo, you could do that.
This is true. This is true.
I think a lot of people have a problem with that, but everything he's doing is legal. And I think every person would do the same if they were him.
You're probably right. I'm not going to argue with that. I mean,
he didn't pull a Paul Walker and fuck a kid.
No, he didn't publicly date a 16-year-old. So, I mean, I'll give you that. So that is not the specific beef I have with Paul Walker. That's one of them. But the other beef I have is I started street racing when I was in high school. Oh, Jeff's out. Bye, Jeff. Love you, buddy.
I know what you're saying.
So I was street racing in high school. Okay. Probably started in 1998 or 99. Pretty much whenever, as soon as I got my driver's license, I was already into cars at that point. I already had subscriptions to Sport Compact Car and Super Street and all those. I was kind of a natural born gearhead. Like I had, the go-karts that my parents were too poor to buy, but I saved all my pennies and bought a $50 go-kart and then fixed the motor myself, just shit like that. Like I was a natural born gearhead. And so as soon as I got my first car, I immediately started modifying it, threw some nitrous on it, paid.
We suck, Andy.
Oh,
I think we've been just doing a show for too long today.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap this up soon. 3 hours and 20 minutes is gonna be pushing it.
I wonder if this is your longest episode yet.
I don't know. I mean, I got pretty close a few times.
We'll go a little longer just to make sure.
Fair enough.
So I started street racing when I was 16. I mean, as soon as I got my driver's license. When Fast and Furious came out, 2001, I'm 2001, so I'm 18. I'm just graduating high school. It comes out. I remember the weekend that the Fast and the Furious came out. Me and a couple of my buddies, we go out to go racing on the back roads. We had this specific spot that was a street racing spot. It was long, wide, flat, straight road, and 2 lanes. Not anything like no turn lanes or anything like that. It wasn't in town. It was out in the middle of farmland. It was basically this road was splitting this gigantic ranch, and it had these turnouts for tractors. So that's where you'd park, and then you'd pull out and you'd race somebody. The weekend that the Fast and the Furious comes out, I didn't even see the movie. I go out to my street racing spot with some buddies, and there are 40 people there, all with their stupid, shitty cars, and they're all backed into their parking spots, parked diagonally, and they're all fucking cranking their music, drinking, smoking weed, getting in fucking fist fights. And I'm just like, holy shit, this is a cop magnet. I don't want to have anything to do with this.
Right.
And our racing scene was never the same. Those people would be gone by 1, 2 in the morning, and that's when we had to push our racing off. It started out that about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we'd go do some street racing and then go fuck around until whatever time and go home.
Right.
We couldn't do that anymore because all of these people would just flood in. That first weekend, it had to be 40 cars. 3 or 4 weekends after that, there were like 100 people that showed up to our street racing spot, and it was like a street takeover. And I tried to kind of stay and hang out and see what was going on, but it was just an absolute madhouse. And of course, the cops rolled on it, and that
Probably
was
all
just
the fucking time.
that was a complete shift. My entire car culture changed when the first Fast and the Furious
Yeah.
came out. We went from no one really knows we're here. We're just sort of a bunch of people that are doing things, but we're not hurting anybody. I
Right.
mean, yeah, street racing is illegal, but we were just showing off our fast cars. And our cars were fast for the time. I had a faster car. All my friends had faster cars than any of these Fast and the Furious rejects that
Oh,
showed
yeah.
up with their fucking neons, under the underbody glow, and
Uh-huh.
I got a exhaust and I got a cold air intake on my Honda
I,
Civic.
I,
Like,
I had a good friend of mine just like you, and I mean, probably not the most politically correct words he used for him, but he got mad as fuck, and he would always go off about all these fucking racers at his spot.
yeah,
And I mean, yeah,
it's real.
I'm basically sure that that dude scared the fuck out of me. First time I ever nitrous, first time ever was with that guy, and it was on the highway while it was raining, and it scared the fucking shit out of me. I
Let
was
me
like,
guess, he changed lanes unexpectedly.
no, he didn't tell me he had nitrous.
No, but what I mean is, did he hit the nitrous and suddenly the car was like not where it was supposed to be on the road?
Well, no, he had good control over it. There was
Okay.
no issue there. The thing was, is pre-nitrous, seconds before, I'm enjoying the ride, hand out the window, raining, just relaxing. Couple seconds later, that rain's hitting you so fucking fast it feels like fucking bullets hitting your fucking arm.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, not a fan.
I gotcha. I feel you.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I went through iterations of that. I had some really stupid. I don't know. I was doing stupid shit when I was young. I got a Mazda MX-3 and I swapped the 2.5 liter V6 into it out of the Japanese Mazda Unos. And that was quick. I mean, it wasn't the fastest thing in the world. It ran like high 13s, but then we got a little juice on it. I thought I was going to turbocharge it, but we went nitrous, and it was fast. I had my turbocharged Ford Festiva. That was fucking the stupidest car I've ever had in my life. The only thing it was good for was racing sport bikes on the freeway. And then I had my 380 all-wheel horsepower Mazda Protege that I sunk so much fucking money into that I never should have. And yeah, I was doing stupid stuff. I loved sleepers even as a kid. And so I would just dump ungodly amounts of money in the dumbest cars you could possibly imagine. And yeah, everything just it all got ruined. It all got ruined
Oh, I
when
get
the Fast and
that.
the Furious came out. And
I
so I
mean,
will never not have beef with Paul Walker and Vin Diesel over that. They can literally suck a bag of salted dicks. They
Right.
ruined car culture for me.
Right. I mean, it wasn't bad enough that I called him a pedophile and called him out for his bad driving. I mean, how can you be the lead guy for all these Fast and Furious movies and then fucking fail driving?
Well, he wasn't driving. One of his buddies was.
Well, still, I mean, like, what, you're gonna be this good with everything and yet put someone behind the wheel who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing?
I know. I 100% agree. I 100%
That
agree.
would be like if you were out driving and you were like, "Hey, honey, will you take the wheel?"
And then she killed us both.
Right. Exactly.
All right, JB. You're right. It probably is time to wrap this up. It's going to be 3.5 hours. Surely this is your longest episode.
I mean, it's definitely up there. I mean, there's no arguing that. I mean, I have had some episodes that were pretty fucking long. I'm actually going ahead and actually trying to see if I can find where I put them all because I know I have every fucking episode actually saved, which I'm sure nobody does that but me. But I was kind of curious myself on how what would you say? Like how big it is. And I don't even see a way to sort it by size on here, which is fucking pissing me off.
Probably should be length.
Their size. Well, I mean, I save everything
the
as
length that matters. The width is what matters.
Well, yeah, of course, but I mean, I save everything as the same kind of file, so realistically, the size is going to be enough to really make that happen. Going by length, though, this is the longest one. Before that, it was a trivia contest that was 3 hours and 10 minutes long. And then I have quite a few episodes that are well over 2 hours. But this is officially the longest one.
Hell yeah. I'm so glad that I got to experience that with you.
Oh, dude, me too, man. And good night, Jeff, for real. Thank you so much for helping us with the voting slogans. We greatly appreciate that. And, obviously, thanks everyone for paying attention and being on here. I mean, decent viewership all night. I mean, it's been looking good. Andy, dude, thank you once again for coming on. It's always a fucking pleasure.
Oh, thank you, my friend.
Obviously, if Meet the Feebles seems like something you might want to watch, I'm sure I can introduce you to Jeff and have all of us on. I'm sure it'd be a fun, interesting fucking time. And, thanks, Rob, for paying attention and being still here, man.
Rob's goat.
Rob's like, I'm going to have to probably second guess if I keep talking to JB. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this guy might be fucked up. It's like he's over there at home Googling if Paul Walker's a pedophile. I need to choose my friends better.
Hey, survey says yes. That's all that's important, right?
Oh, yeah, it does. Now, do you want to tell everyone where they can find you, Andy?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Find me on the Horsepower Hour. It's facebook.com/the Horsepower Hour. Join our group. We got a lot of cool stuff going on over there. Even if you're not a car guy, if you just want to laugh, we got lots of funny stuff going on, lots of informative stuff going on too. It's facebook.com/group/the Horsepower Hour. Instagram is @the Horsepower Hour. TikTok is _horsepower_hour. I'm unfortunately not using the TikTok a whole lot because I am one violation away from having my TikTok banned. So I do need to start.
What about your OnlyFans?
My OnlyFans, you can find me onlyfans.com/Andy Baby Spread Cheek 69 420 sucky. And come on over there. Lots of good car stuff. I don't do anything but car stuff, so you're not going to get any nudes, but I do have top tier packages where I will come to you and we'll have a few drinks and see where things go.
I love it. I'm going to end up being a subscriber. That's for sure.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So anyways, thank you so much, man. Always a fucking pleasure having you on. Always a great time.
Thanks so much.
With that being said, the script's closed.
Thanks for listening, kiddies. You're all a scream.